Today, Benedictine Ravens 4-2 on the season. Central Methodist College Eagles 4-2 on the season. This is Charlie Brown along with Jim Ray Cluck bring you action from Fayette in this Hart ball game. Two teams on winning streaks, on having good seasons so far, and not having played anybody in their own division yet, Jim Ray.
Well, this is the opener for the division for them. Benedictine's in the South Division also. They played all their northern foes, and now they're going to start on the conference side of the South side. It should be a barn burner. These are two high-powered offenses, like throw the ball around a little bit, run some. But it's going to be, I think one quarterback is the quarterback for Benedictine's, completing about a 57% clip there. And the CMU de Laurent is completing about 51%. 13 touchdowns versus 12. That's all about even. The big difference in the two quarterbacks is interceptions. Benedictine's quarterback 4, Central Methodist has 7. They got to cut down on the turnovers today.
Yes, they do. Benedictine comes in, and they are averaging about 42 points a ball game. They give up about 21. The Eagles average close to 30 and give up about 18 in the ball game, so it could very well be a high-scoring affair here today. We have beautiful blue skies, light wind, and it is much cooler than it was when we were here a couple of weeks ago.
That's right. You got easy numbers to see today, Charlie.
Well, don't say that, because then when I mess up, they'll want to know. They'll just blame me straight up and say it's just the announcer's mistake. So we're Eagles bottom of your screen as you're watching on. They're in the green helmets, gray tops, white pants across the way. Benedictine all white with their dark helmets on. They are the Ravens, 4-2. Eagles, 4-2. And Jim Ray and I were talking earlier, and I don't know how far you got to go back to find a season that the Eagles are 4-2 after 6 games into the year. So the Eagles are having a good season, and a win here today would go a long way towards having a very successful season.
I just can't remember. It's been a long time. Been around CMU football since '92. I just can't remember. I remember we were 6-5 one of my seasons, but then they kind of fell on hard times. And I think the best record they've had has been 6-5 since '92. I don't think anybody else has gone any better than that. It might be a 7-4 season. I'm sure there's an alumni out there who's going to correct us, Charlie.
And that's fine. I hope there is an alumni listening, an alumnae listening who can tell us those informations. But out at midfield, we have Paxton De Laurent and Anthony Hernandez, the captains for the Eagles. Coin toss just took place. The referee's looking at it and talking to the Eagles, so it looks like they may have won the toss. Whether they want to go pick it up and show everybody that that's the way it was, or nope, the Ravens have won the toss. They're going to decline, and they're going to defer to the second half. So the Eagles will get the ball going from our right to our left, and the Ravens are going to kick off with a little bit of a breeze at their back as both sides are getting fired up, ready to go for football action here on a Saturday afternoon in wonderful conditions in Fayette. So the Eagles will get the ball first. We'll look and see who goes back for them to receive.
Could be Schroeder or Kimball, I believe. We'll look and see. Schroeder's out there, Charlie, and
Kaiwan Collins, I think, is the 114. See who the kicker is that comes out. The numbers are still going to be hard to see on Benedictine a little bit. They've got orange numbers, but they're going to be all bunched up in the front. I think this is Cullen Bruner is the kickoff man.
Bruner, deep to receive for the Eagles. Number 14, Kawan Collins. Number 19, Cole Schroeder.
Is Schroeder and Collins back? We're just about set to go. 1 minute early, 12:59. Like it, Jim Ray. I like it. Bruner approaches. Ball is in the air. Going to come down about the 1 yard line. Brings it back out. Makes a couple people miss and gets out close to the 30-yard line, beyond the 25. Schroeder with the return. And that'll bring out De Laurent.
Delarent. I call him Delaron all the time. It's Delarent. I think we were corrected by the mother, right?
Yes, we were. She asked if we were the people that did it and said it's Delarent, not Delarant. And I said, well, I just like to roll it off my tongue. It just rolls off better at Delarant, but it's Delarent. He's in at quarterback.
He spins that ball pretty well, Charlie. I like this kid.
Armand Keeley is the back right next to him in the backfield. Benedictine line shifts a little bit. Keeley with the ball.
Defensively, Benedictine will be playing a 3-4, Charlie. 3-4-4.
Gain of almost 1. We'll call it 2nd down and 9.
Played a 2-deep safety also, Charlie.
Okay. Looking out. Sometimes it's easy to find who's out on there because Trayvon Harge as a wide receiver is pretty hard to miss.
I think he's a glorified tight end at wide receiver, Charlie.
Yeah, he's very tall. And there's a false start on the offense. Torrance Evans stood up out of the stance, so it'll be 2nd down and 14 now. Not the best start. Clock rolls. We'll probably say the name of Jalen James, number 6 defensively, quite a bit today. He is the leading tackler for the Ravens.
Kind of odd that a safety's the leading tackler, but it's usually a linebacker, but he's a safety.
Delarent back, looks, throws, caught. Out close to the 34-yard line. And there's Catavius Taylor, back from an injury last week. He is the leading receiver for the Eagles. That would be his 20th reception of the year, including 7 touchdown catches.
He's missed 2 games too, Charlie.
He missed 2 games. He picks up 10 there. They'll make it 3rd down and 4.
Very manageable for the Eagles.
Plenty of time on the play clock. It's at 10 right now. Delarent gets it. Going to spin out of there. Come this way. Going to stop. Throw back against his body, ill-advised, and it's knocked down.
Cooper Wilson turned into D-back right there, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. Adam Wilbur's on the coverage. Be 4th down, and we got an Eagle down, lineman down on the field. While they work on that, we will tell you that we want to thank the corporate partners who make this possible for their continued support of CMU Athletics, MFA Oil, the Braun Home, Jennings Premium Meats, Community Auto Sales and Service, AirLink, Drury Hotels, Missouri Pacific Lumber, Howard County Electric, and Commercial Trust Company. All make these broadcasts possible with their support. It's Trenton Byers, the offensive line for the Eagles, laden with seniors. I think offensively they only start 2 non-seniors. 9 of the 11 offensive starters are seniors.
Have a look at that leg. Somewhere on the leg, he looked more like an 8. He started walking a lot better as he got closer to the sideline. He's not limping near as bad now.
So Petrin in to kick. Austin Buteau standing at his own 30-yard line. Snaps back is good. Kick on the way, end over end. Low kick into the wind. Buteau has it on the bounce. Heads back up the field and is stopped dead before he gets to the 40-yard line. Manny Langlois with the tackle.
He hit him straight up there, and he does great tackle, great open field tackle there.
Stopped his progress in its tracks. And now we'll see Garrett Kettle, number 5, quarterback for the Ravens. He is their quarterback, passing the ball. He's also their leading rusher on the season.
Big boy, 6'3", 210, Charlie.
Yeah, and he runs into his defensive player and coming up with the ball out of the pile. It got knocked out of there. is Kamel. So a fumble recovery. The quarterback bumped into the running back and lost the ball out of his hands. 3 players for the Ravens dove for it, and they all kind of knocked it away from each other. It squirted out, and Kamel comes up with the recovery at the 31-yard line. The Eagles are going to,
huge defensive play there by the Eagles.
They're going to have to hurry because they're still on the sideline with 15 on the play clock.
Check and see if Byers is back in there. I don't think he is.
Play clock's down to 5. Handoff right up the middle. Langlois gets rewarded for that nice tackle on special teams with a carry. Picks up 2.
Quickest way to get to see the coach see is at special teams. That's why I always tell those freshmen, fastest way to get on the varsity is to play on special teams.
Yep, it helps you get noticed for the good or the bad. In this case, it was good. So Langlois is just to the right of Delarent. 2nd down and 8. Comes a blitz on the way. Quickly out here on the side. Pass caught. And up the field it goes.
Nice read there by Delarent. He saw that blitz coming, and boom, he did it. Hit that where they vacated on that corner. It was coming on that corner blitz, and he vacated that. Hit that receiver right there. Great.
Yep, that was Schroeder with the catch. That's his 15th catch of the season. And it's a 1st down inside the 20 at about the 17-yard line. Eagles threatening after the turnover. First play from scrimmage for Benedictine was a fumble recovered by the Eagles. Going to go to the corner. And incomplete.
Hit a man wide open down there about the 5-yard line, Charlie.
Yeah, the two D-backs both went with Catavius Taylor.
And I thought he was throwing it to that man underneath there, and it looked like he whipped it to the last second trying to hit Taylor.
Christopher Williams was about the 5-yard line unattended because everybody went, which they're normally going to do. They went with Catavius Taylor to the corner. So it's incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. They'll come back to that later, I bet.
Sure, he was wide open.
Schroeder at the bottom of the screen. Motion out. Empty backfield. Across the middle, tripped up, no flag call, incidental contact. Incomplete will make 3rd down. A little extracurricular activity behind the play at back in the pocket. So 3rd down and 10 now. A couple of incomplete passes.
Big offensive play here for the Eagles. They're definitely in Petrin's range.
Yep, they fix Schroeder's shoulder pad on the side. He's at the bottom of the screen.
Look for his favorite receiver here. I'm sure they'll double team.
Cooper Wilson also in the bottom of the screen. Taylor on the top all by himself with 2 men on him. Keeley in the backfield. Williams in motion. Comes back. Delarent comes out of there, and he's going to run it. Picks up a block. Gets inside the 5 or inside the 10. Down to about the 5-yard line, and that's enough to make it 1st and goal for the Eagles. He is not particularly fast, Jim Ray, but he's very elusive.
You hit the nail on the head there. He is elusive, and he's got the brain up there. The kid, he's about a straight-A student. He does well, and he does well on the football field, too. His football IQ is very, very high from Camdenton, Missouri. Great program down there, the Lakers.
Freshman on the schedule. He got to play some last year during the COVID issues that didn't cost him, so he got some really good in-game experience.
He took 2 games, played in the last 2 games, took those home for victories for the Eagles.
Rolls right, looks, stops, going to throw it into the end zone and throw it away. 2nd down.
Incomplete, 2nd down goal.
Byers returns with a little bit of a limp, but he comes back in.
Once you get that, you don't want to miss out on these senior year season here.
Nope. Here comes Trayvon Hards off the sidelines. That's a jump ball in the corner. Hards a good, 6'6", 6'7"?
I'd say he's about 6'7", be my guess.
He's down the bottom of the screen, bottom left. Handoff up the middle. Plugging away into the end zone. Touchdown. Langlois with a 6-yard run for a touchdown, and the Eagles are on the board. Just power up the middle, Jim Ray. They've spread them out with the passing, and then they just pounded them right up the middle.
Double team at the point of attack and get that man across that goal line for touchdown. They draw first blood here.
Turn that turnover into 6 points. Petrin will get ready to try and make it a 7-point. Lyman hurries onto the field. Petrin on the year is 17 of 19. Kick is on the way, and it is good. The Eagles are up 7-0 with 10:23 to go here in quarter number 1.
This is what I'd like to see. Eagles take these Ravens, take that mistake right down the field, because that's one of my keys to the ball game. And CMU needs to have fewer mistakes than does the Benedictine Ravens. And they capitalized on that first turnover, took it in for a score. Huge play for the Eagles.
Yeah. Got to take advantage when you get a chance. You had a short field. Take advantage of it, score. Get ahead. So the Ravens have had one play, and it was a fumble. So Petrin to kick off again.
Kick off for the Eagles. Buteau and Adger.
Adger and Buteau back. Adger is their leading receiver. Kick held up in the wind. Going to come down at the 20-yard line. Going to head this direction. There's plenty of people over there. Going to duck in across the 25, and that's where the Ravens will start their second possession.
A convocation of Eagles make that tackle.
That was Adger with it. He has 20 receptions, 302 yards, 7 touchdowns on the season. He is their leading receiver, number 10.
That offensive lineman is averaging 303 pounds per player. Big offensive line there for the Ravens.
Buteau at the bottom. Quarterback looks, throws, knocked away. That's Darian Bell on the coverage.
Young man from Texas. A little bit undersized, but very, very quick, Charlie.
And Tate for Peyton Hazuga. Second down 10. A little swing out in the flat. Get some blocking from his receivers. And he'll get out of bounds.
Number 7, Deshaun Todd on the reception.
Deshaun Todd on the reception.
Nice block out there by the Ravens on the cornerback out there for the Eagles. So that had allowed him to get up that left sideline there, make that first down.
Looking at the receiving core for Benedictine, they average a lot of yards per catch. There's an offside as the flag goes. Free play, incomplete pass.
I believe the Eagles jumped on that, Charlie.
I believe they did. It was intended for Adger. So with the offside, it'll be first down and 5.
After the penalty, first down 5 for the Ravens. Ball at the Ravens, 44.
So at the 44-yard line, first and 5. Kettle up the middle.
Mills on the carry.
Picks up about 4. It'll be second down and maybe 1. That was Rayshawn Mills. Has 311 yards coming into the game on the season. Kettle, the leading runner at 438 yards for the year.
Daniels on the stop for the Eagles. He's back after injury last week, kept him out, him and Taylor as far as that goes.
So Kettle, and we've got a flag. We may delay a game. Kettle looked up and tried to call that, get the snap in a hurry. So it's called a false start. So instead of second and 1, it's second and 6 now.
Huge difference.
Checking into the game, Joseph Slattery. Joe Slattery, junior from Pensacola, Florida, checks in.
Ball at the 43.
Along with Davian Stockard for the Eagles. Motion, jet sweep. Strung out, held on to, brought down. That's Jacob Gaffright on the carry.
Mujat Kamel on the stop for the Eagles.
Kamel on the stop. Now it's third down, and nope. Looks like it may call that a first down. They're talking about it.
Chain gang wanted to move quicker than the officials did.
Yep, and so now it is 1st and 10.
Had a chance to get him in the backfield there and missed.
Adger, their leading receiver, at the bottom of the screen. 3 up to the top. Kettle looking downfield, throws it short. That's Adger. He's got it. Goes over a player and out of bounds. Another first down.
Very athletic move there. Just hurdled that guy. Used to be illegal, Charlie.
Used to be, and now it's not.
See it quite often.
Down at the Eagle 34, first down 10.
So the Ravens just marching the ball down the field after their first play miscue. Their first play from scrimmage ended up being a fumble. But Kettle's getting them down the field. He's throwing at 57.8%. 12 touchdowns, 4 interceptions coming into the game. He's back, looks long, comes up out short. Nice tackle on the play in the open field. That's Kamel again with the tackle.
He's been playing a heck of a ball game. Great open field tackle there.
That was Mills on the coverage, or on the catch. He picks up about 4. It is gain of 3, so 2nd and 7.
Ball to 31.
Mills to the right of Kettle. A little tighter formation this time. Nobody flanked out to the bottom. 3 to the top. Handoff inside.
Nice tackle again.
Yeah. Wrap that up and put him to the ground in a hurry.
Chambers on the tackle for the Eagles.
Nice form tackle. Stopped him in his tracks right there.
Slammed him to the ground. Not getting that extra yardage today.
Not falling forward.
Which is good. Definitely in 4-down territory.
Looks like 3rd down at about 4. Empty backfield for Kettle this time as he flanks Mills out bottom of the screen. 3 to the top. Trying to draw the Eagles offside. They didn't bite this time. He looks, going to throw short again. Does underneath. Caught.
We'll play a little pitch and catch there is all they're doing. Short passes underneath.
Yeah, that's Hazuga again.
Chambers on the stop again for the Eagles.
Along with Kamel. We've said his name numerous times already. It's a first down inside the 20, about the 18-yard line.
Absent from our thoughts right now is Hernandez, who's we usually calling his name a ton.
We haven't said any of the defensive linemen, like there's a run up the middle. It'll be tackled short. We haven't said Will Miles' name yet. You said Marquess Daniels once. Gain of 3 on the play, 2nd and 7. They just get 3-4 yards at a pop, Jim Ray, and then quarterback Kettlebot drops back and throws something short across the middle.
Big offensive line making their presence known there for the Ravens. The Eagles are a little smaller than the defensive line, averaging about 248.
Looks left, throws short, outside. That's Adger again.
Giving them a lot of cushion, Charlie. They're killing us right now.
That'll be a 1st and goal for the Ravens.
There's Hernandez on the stop for the Eagles.
There you go. On cue.
Ball marked out at the 7-yard line.
1st and goal from the 7. As I peer out a side window, Jim Ray's got a better view of this than I do.
They're on the left hash. Look for him to throw it again, Charlie.
Mills in the backfield, behind Kettle. Hands it to him. He goes left side. Tackle down around the 5. almost the 4.
Chambers on the tackle for the Eagles again.
Very effective drive as they throw short, run the ball. Keep an eye out for Adger, number 10. He's got 7 touchdown catches. He's at the top of the screen.
He's a turnover here.
Kettle going to hand it again. Stood up and stuffed.
Oh, there was a fumble on that. Yeah, I saw it.
And the ball comes out, and the Eagles have it.
There's my turnover on cue, Charlie.
There you go. Keep asking, Jim Ray.
Hernandez, too, on the recovery.
And I think that was Daniels who maybe got the pop.
I think so. It's a precarious situation there, Charlie, on the 1 yard line.
Well, that's 2 turnovers. First one turned into 7 points. That one saves at least 3 and possibly 7.
We see where the fumble at. He was heading in. Big defensive play there by the Eagles, Daniels and Hernandez.
Play clock's at 13, and they're still on the sideline, so they're going to have to hurry. Of course, penalty here is only a 2 or 3 yard penalty, but
2
still.
or 3 inches.
Yeah.
The ball's on the less than the 1.
Out of the shotgun. Going to throw. Does. Throws it out and throws it away. Coach on the sideline catches that.
Timing pattern, the timing wasn't there. He had to hit that pretty quick.
Yeah, he's not going to hold on to it too long because holding in the end zone's a safety. Getting tackled back there is a safety, and you don't want to give up points like that.
Well, we'll see a pass or run here. Pretty brave to throw the ball anyway out of that area, but pretty hard to run it too.
Going to have to push it out and get a little bit of room if you have to punt for your punter to have enough to kick it. And there's a flag on the play. So, Jim Ray, when the ball's at the 1 and they move it back, does that go down as a 1 yard penalty? I mean, since it's less than a yard?
That's a good question. I guess you'd have to say 1, Charlie.
I guess you'd have to. Half the distance to the goal line. The back half of the football will be almost on the line at this point.
Can't touch it. Then if he does that, then it's in the end zone. We'll get a touchback. It's funny. You never see this very often.
Nope, but they're in shotgun again. I think that's the only way they run. Going to look, going to throw outside to Catavius Taylor, and he's got it for a first down. Well, apparently, I say that. Chain gang's moving.
That was just a nice little out pattern there, pitch and catch. They got to respect his speed so much they can't.
They're going to move the chain gang back because the ball's just inside the 10, so it can't be a first down. Now they're going to have to talk about it because the chain gang doesn't know exactly where they're.
Bring up 3rd down and 1 for the Eagles.
That isn't right, Charlie. That's not right because that ball was almost in the end zone.
Well, after the half the distance to the to the goal line, but they're going to pick it up anyway here with some despair. Manny Langlois as we approach 3 minutes to go here in this first quarter.
We thought it would be a long game here, Charlie, but it's been moving right along.
And not a lot of incomplete passes.
Yeah, very clean, no penalties very much.
Couple minor things.
First down 10, CMU, ball at the Eagle, 17.
Clock starts and gets running again. Delarent. Shotgun. Looks, going to throw across the middle. And it's intercepted and dropped.
The ball was thrown well. It was hit him right in the hands, and then he just bobbled it. He put some zip on it, Charlie.
Yeah, there was 2 defenders in the area, and it was a risky throw, and it was almost intercepted.
There was a lot of mustard on that ball. He was coming in hot.
2nd down and 10. One-on-one on the bottom. Keeley in motion, resets. Chased, escapes, runs.
He used that official quite well there, Charlie.
Yes, he did. If that was a player, it'd be an illegal pick or moving screen or something, but he uses the official because the defender's not going to go through the official to get to him.
He would have. He could have, but he would have been closer. Could have knocked the official into the runner. I've seen him do that before.
Yeah. Pickup of about 4 instead of a loss back at the goal line around there. So 3rd down and 6 for the Eagles.
He had somebody right on his heels, too.
Again, not fast, but quick. Looks, throws, short.
Should have been a horse collar.
I don't see a flag go flying.
Nice reception by Cooper Wilson.
Wilson from Versailles, is he not?
I think that's correct, Charlie. Let me look that up.
He was a very good high school athlete. He was part of a bunch down at Versailles that did a lot of things basketball and football-wise for a small school.
You're absolutely correct, Charlie. He is from Versailles, Mo. Short distance down the road. About
There's an
60 miles.
offside, free play. Throw it deep. Why not? Almost picked off. Wouldn't have mattered because it's an offside against the Raven defense.
Intended receiver was Catavius Taylor, their All-American wide receiver. He's going to take a little break after he sprinted down the field there.
Going to come out for one play. It's his 1st and 5.
First down 5 for the Eagles. Ball at the 36.
He's got a little pull or something there, Charlie, and it's growing. He's going to do a little stretching.
Because he looked like he pulled up a little bit on that as it was thrown more to the defender than it was.
They're giving that growing stretch right now.
Down the middle, too far, incomplete.
Wilson, the intended receiver.
Wilson, incomplete.
Defended on the play by Tyler Tierney. Senior safety from Lee Summit, Missouri.
2nd down 5.
2nd and 5.
Benedictine's recruited that Kansas City area a lot when Coach Wilcox is there, who was there for, 42 or 44 years. This is his first year that he hadn't been there in 4 decades. So they open this up a little more than they have in the past. It's more wide-open offense.
Keeley in motion across the middle. Pitch and catch, and incomplete. As Wilson doesn't hang on.
Cooper Wilson, incomplete.
Pretty good throw there.
3rd down 5.
Should have had that one.
36.
3rd and 5. He had a little room to run. Maybe thought about running before he got the ball secured. So 3rd down now after the penalty.
Got to look that ball in. Go Fred Bolitnikoff triangle.
Yep, got to find. You got to have a possession receiver that you can get the ball to for those short yards. The Eagles have had those for years. Delarent going to walk out and talk to his wide receiver a little bit.
Playing a cover 2 look here.
8 on the play clock, so got plenty of time. Comes a blitz, steps up away from it. Going to run for the 1st down, going to get it, going to get out of bounds.
He doesn't take very many hits either, Charlie. That's why he's got a lot of poise in that for a redshirt freshman.
Yep, run out of bounds by Tyler Wilson, senior linebacker from San Clemente, California.
Or do we call it a COVID freshman now, Charlie?
Is that what a freshman with a C instead of a R redshirt freshman?
Yeah.
Now it's a C freshman?
COVID freshman.
COVID freshman.
I don't know. He didn't have COVID or anything, as far as I know.
But that was the season.
But that was the reason why they all got an extra year.
Langlois in the backfield, just to the left of Delarent. Armand Keeley resets to the right wing. Back off.
Another free play, I believe. Didn't see the flag thrown, though.
Thrown out. Catch made.
And I tell you what, I thought they were offsides that time again, but there wasn't a flag.
Trayvon Harge with the catch. His 6th reception of the year. Didn't play a lot early in the season, but he's been playing a lot more here lately.
Big target.
He and Miles instrumental a couple of weeks ago in blocking a field goal attempt at the end of the ball game that preserved a win for the Eagles, 28-27.
The William Penn Statesman.
Delarent again spins it down the field just a little bit too high, out of recent reach of Christopher Williams.
He was wide open, Charlie.
And he's throwing against the wind. In a minute and 9 seconds, he's going to be throwing with the wind.
They haven't taken advantage of that wind very much, the Benedictine Ravens.
They have not. They threw the ball short with it. Makes you think they'll throw it short without. into the wind the next time.
You would think, if common sense prevails.
Yeah. So Delarent. Going to hand off. Lanois up the middle.
Big hole.
Nice job by the offensive line. And that's enough for a first down. They'll pick up about 14 on the play.
Yeah, that was a nice cutback by Langlois, too. He got through the initial line of scrimmage, that big hole open, then boom, he cut that back to the left. Good vision by Langlois.
27-yard line.
So down to the 27. If the Eagles don't score in the next 45 seconds of playing time here, they'll have the wind behind them in the next quarter. $13 on the play clock. Handed up the middle again to Langlois. He's going to move it down again inside the 25-yard line. Down to about the 23. Gain of 4 on the play, second down and 6.
Gain of 4, second down, 6.
Underneath 12 seconds, now we're at 10, so we may have seen the last play of this first period. If so, the Eagles are going to come out of here with a 7-0 lead, and the ball down close to the red zone again, and there is the end of the first quarter. 7-0 is the score. Community Auto Sales and Service is a one-stop shop for all your automotive needs, from brakes, tires, and oil changes to front-end alignments, engine repair, batteries, and state inspections. They have everything and can do anything to keep you on the road safely. Proud supporter of Eagle Athletics. So, Jim Ray, good start for the Eagles. They get a turnover, turn it into 7 points. They get another turnover down at their own 1-yard line, and they're marching the ball down the field.
Yeah, they're knocking on the scoring door right there right now. They're trying to get close. I always call this red zone anytime inside the 30. Some people say it's inside the 20, so I don't know which one it is, but I call this red zone anytime inside the 30. You should score. They've been doing it in a variety of ways, running the ball, throwing the ball. It's been a nice mix there. Nice job by Jacoby Bellard.
And a nice job by the offensive line. They've protected Delarent for the most part when he's dropped back to pass. They have opened up some holes for Langlois to run through.
They average about 290 on that offensive line, the Eagles do. It's a smaller offensive line, but right now they're taking it to the...
Isn't that amazing, Jim Ray? 290 and they're a smaller line.
Yeah.
How times have changed.
Benedictine averaged 260 on the defensive line up there, so they're definitely bigger, but not near as big as those Benedictine lines. And Wilcox, when he was there, had to be bigger than that. They were 310, 320 plus.
Taylor back in the ball game. He's in the slot bottom of your screen. Number 2, Katavius Taylor. Rolls this way and looks. Throws it short. Caught by Cole Schroeder.
Nice little pitch and catch there.
Down to the 12. That's an 11-yard game. It's first and 10 from the 12. Delarent has made some very nice decisions about when to get rid of it and when to tuck it and get what he can out of it.
He could have tucked it that time and got a bunch of yardage too, but it's easier. He needs to save that body.
Yeah.
All 6'6" of them or 6'5" of them.
Looks right. Throws it into the end zone. Taylor gets away with a push-off, but the ball is just overthrown. He used a straight arm to make a little separation between himself and the defender. But it's a little high. Takes a little getting used to. You've been throwing into the wind, so you have to throw it a little harder. Now you have the wind behind you, so you have to throw it a little softer. That one got a little off on it and overthrown. Second down, 10.
Little fade there in the corner of that end zone where he's trying to hit.
Keeley to the left of Delarent. Williams and Wilson reset. Look, throw over the middle, just out of the reach.
For Wilson.
It'll be third down and 10.
Just a little bit off there. He was about a half a stride too long for Delarent.
This so far has been an 87-yard drive, Jim Ray. They took over at the 1 after the turnover, and they've marched it down the field to the 13-yard line, or 12-yard line.
We're definitely in Petrin's range, that's for certain.
Yeah, don't want to make a mistake. At least get the try for the 3 here and expand it out to a 2-possession game.
They can't get a 1st and 10 down there on the 2-yard line.
They can get, and Delarent's going to take a timeout.
Nice call. Didn't like what he saw.
Didn't like what he saw. Play clock was running down, so don't take the penalty. Use one of your 3 timeouts. That's their first. So, AirLink Rural Broadband is your local wireless and fiber internet provider. Family owned and operated with coverage options in Sheraton, Howard, Saline, and surrounding counties. Interested in wireless or fiber service? Visit us at airlink123.com for information on all your internet needs. Again, they're part of our corporate sponsors who make these broadcasts possible. And it's not too far away before basketball season starts. 2 weeks from yesterday, the men open up their basketball season, as I believe they play Ozark Christian at home on a Friday night, the 29th. Women open up shortly after that. A lot of buzz around campus about those two, the men's team and the women's team, even though the men's team has already suffered a pretty big loss, and I mean that literally and figuratively, as Rain Hartman, their 6'11 center, tore his Achilles in the second practice, and he is done, and he was a senior, so he has finished with his career. Didn't get to play last year. Couldn't get back from South Africa, his home, to the United States for it. Delarent, blitz coming across the middle, incomplete, as only had a couple people out in the pattern.
He's being a little animated there about the receiver making a cut there that he was supposed to, I think, because he again threw long on that, but he was motioning to that receiver what he needed to have done.
So Petrin in to try a field goal attempt. 29-yard attempt. Kicked up in the air, and it is good, and the Eagles are up 10-0. 10 points off of turnovers, Jim, right?
That's what you should do. We're doing it the right way. Turnovers make them hurt. They made them hurt because they're getting ready to score there. So that's really a 10-point swing there.
You are correct. Absolutely. Could have been 7-7, but it's 10-0 now. Saw some action on the Benedictine side, playing some catch, and I suspect that's just Kettle over on the sideline getting loose to come back in again.
Well, he throws the ball pretty well. It's not been his fault, I didn't think.
No, it's not. But you look at the stats of their backup quarterback, Luke Laskowski. He's 15 of 18 on the year. That's 83%, 244 yards and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Well, it looms large then, doesn't it?
I remember his name from a couple of years ago, I believe. So let's see what year in school. He is a sophomore from Baldwin City, Kansas. Petrin's got it teed up. Now he kicks with the wind behind him. And this one's going to blow back to about the 1-yard line. Return coming.
Got a lane there.
Got through the first wave. Knocked down before he gets to the 30.
We go on the return for the Ravens. Gethray on the stop.
They mark it. Molinari on the stop.
Yeah, I was looking for the number.
At the 26-yard line. 10-0 Eagles. Here from Davis Field.
Playing a too-high safety here, Charlie. With 3 defensive linemen.
Kettle just going to throw it out to a wide receiver out there. Going to pick up a few yards. It's effective as a run play. And that's how Adger leads their team in receptions. He's going to catch the short ball and then get some long as well. He's got his longest pass of the year is 58 yards. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
Second down, 8.
Kettle's still in there, right?
Yes, Kettle is still the quarterback. Mills to his left. Mills with the carry.
Good job by the defense.
Absolutely. Going to get to about the 30. Grabbed and pulled backwards. Yeah, you're right, Jim Ray. In the past, we've seen runners falling forward and picking up another yard or two as they fall forward. They're not falling forward today. They're being pulled backwards or stopped straight up and knocked backwards.
Yeah, it looks like this defense has finally came to it's got its wheels underneath it. It's moving their way and not the offense's way.
3rd down and 7 after that gain of 1.
Gonna rush 4 here on that defensive line. Trying to put a little pressure on that quarterback.
8 on the play clock. Get it away. Here comes the blitz. Throws underneath away from the blitz. And they're going to get a 1st down out of it. That's Adger again.
That was a corner blitz again, but it was awful late in coming.
Hernandez and Bell on the tackle. He had a long way to run from where he was to blitz.
Yeah, he should need to cheat on that a little bit. He vacated that spot and left that wide receiver wide open underneath.
So the Ravens with a 1st down out at the 41-yard line. That's Todd that was in the backfield, comes out. High throw, hit. That is Todd with the catch. And is that Mays who has him wrapped up?
Yes, it is. Very good tackler. They've been tackling well today.
Eric Mays.
From Marshall, Missouri.
Local. About 25, 30 miles away from here.
Been around here for about 5 years now, Charlie. He came back. COVID, got another year for COVID. Same way with Daniels and Taylor and Will Miles.
Yeah, because I remember last year we were getting ready to do senior day, and a lot of those guys got out of line and because they were coming back. And there's a slide, and there'll be a flag.
I don't know. I think that was incidental. I mean, just happened to be
everybody reached for, but nobody threw one. So it's a 1st down as Kettle goes down. And
comes big Ganaway in there, Charlie.
Yes, yeah. You can tell there's certain players you know who they are when they run on the field. Daniels you can kind of tell. Miles you can kind of tell. And Ganaway you can kind of tell.
Ganaway comes in about, let me get that weight for you.
Yeah. Don't tell me it's 280 again, Jim Ray.
350.
350. There you go.
And I think he might outweigh that. He likes pizzas as an hors d'oeuvre.
Kettle tries to draw offside. Doesn't get it. Turns, throws, outside. Adger with another catch. And that's Mays who has him tackled. And there goes down, and there go flags.
Silly penalty.
Yeah, Mays had him wrapped up. The whistle blew, and somebody came in and knocked him to the ground, and that'll cost you 15 yards, and we'll find out who that person was.
Move the ball down to about the 30-yard line.
That's unfortunate and unforced. And we're going to get some new defensive linemen in. And they call it on Mays.
Just silly. I mean, that's just isn't needed whatsoever. That is a dumb play, Charlie. Put it bluntly.
Well, it's not good. You've got him stopped. The whistle's blown, and just let him. I mean, his forward progress is stopped. Just let him go. But we get him to the ground, and the flag comes out of it, and now they've got the ball at the inside the 30-yard line. And now they have the ball at the 35-yard line as two players take off early for Benedictine.
They were in a hurry. Seal that side. They got running play coming here to the left.
So it's 1st and 15 now. Kicking into the wind. I look at their kicker, who's Cullen Bruner from nearby Marceline, Missouri. His longest field goal attempt made of the year. He's only tried one, and he made it from 35 yards. They're not much of a kicking team. They've scored a lot of touchdowns. Jet sweep.
Got room.
That's Jashawn Todd.
Hernandez on a tackle for the Eagles.
Picks up about 7. Will make it 2nd down and 8. Mills back in at the running back spot.
See me playing a 4-man defensive line now.
Gaff right at the bottom of the screen.
Playing a 4-2-5.
Pass. Going to tuck it and run. Gets a nice block from his back, Mills, and gets out of bounds. Again, Kettle is their leading rusher, so that's not something new to him.
Well, he's got some quicks. He's very elusive also. Both these quarterbacks are.
He's averaging 5.5 yards a rush. So, and he's got 8 touchdowns on the season.
He needs to run more.
Mills heads left, stopped in his tracks. Molinari.
Yep, Molinari on the tackle.
Was in position, and Mills decided that retreat was a better part of valor there and just headed down. Ends up losing a yard.
We haven't tackled him very many times behind the line of scrimmage, but it sure does help. We need one right here.
2nd and 11.
Need a pass rush.
Mills on a draw play. Going to pick up a couple of yards, but stuffed again.
Good call there by the OC for Benedictine.
Just didn't get through to pop it quick enough. Had a little lane, and it closed in a hurry. Slattery gets ready to check in. Back to the original line of scrimmage, and it's 3rd and 10.
Be about a 35-yard field goal from here. It's 3rd down.
And that's his only is 35 yards. So I'm going to guess against this wind they'll go for it if they need to. Kettle looks right, throws it, and he's got a man open, and it's a touchdown. Budo. Buteau with the catch, 17-yard touchdown catch. Just had a receiver go out a little in front of him and draw a couple of people and then threw it underneath. And it looked like the defender was between a rock and a hard place, didn't know whether to dive and try and knock it down or what, and it almost looked like he tripped a little bit at the end.
Score Benedictine. Penalty looms large.
Bruner with the extra point. Good. 10-7 it is. 8:31 to go. 10-7 Eagles. So the 15-yard penalty made it a little easier.
Well, just they had him stopped and we'd been 3rd down, and as it turns out, they could first down and knock it on the door for a score, and they did.
So now the Eagles need to find a way to march the ball down the field and match the score and put it back up again.
I feel a lot more comfortable when we're 2 scores ahead, Charlie.
I agree with that. Plus, Benedictine gets the ball to start the second half.
Correct. De Laurent has been doing a great job as a field general here for the Eagles. See some more of that. That's just return. We haven't returned one all year, have we?
I do not believe so. Schroeder and Collins are back. Keeley runs on to be the right in front of them. And where they're standing, he's likely to get this kickoff because it's going to go up in the air as Bruner's going to kick it. And the wind's going to hold it up just a little bit.
Was that high? Kicks it.
He kicked that extra point pretty high. And that one's high in the air, and the wind is blowing it back, and going to have to come and get it on the fly, and that's exactly what Schroeder did.
That was dangerous as heck.
And Schroeder comes up limping.
Nice job just to catch that ball, but he needed to. They were coming quick.
Yeah, that's why your up guy may have to make that catch instead of looking for somebody to block. He may have to look to catch that thing.
I would actually move my back people up.
Yep, you have to.
That wind's stronger than what it looks like down there.
Hards and Williams, top of the screen. Taylor and Wilson at the bottom. Keeley goes all the way out to the top of the screen now, comes back in motion. De Laurent says, stop right there. That'll be fine. Still got 19 on the play clock, so got plenty of time. De Laurent going to have to step up, looks, throws on the run, gets it to a receiver down the field. No flag anywhere. Catavius Taylor.
That's a hard throw, Charlie, rolling to your left and trying to throw back got to get those shoulders squared up to be able to get that ball to that receiver.
That's why Delarent is the quarterback that he is. He's got a strong arm, and he is not afraid to throw it through a very short window. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Looks again. Underneath to Keeley. Steps around one. And he's going to pick up enough for another first down. No flags on the play. Armand Keeley.
Nice cut there by Keeley. That guy had him. He diluted that first defender, and then a couple more. Picked up a nice first down there for the Eagles.
Number 6, Jalen James, involved with the tackle on that. He is the leading tackler coming into the ball game for Benedictine. He's got 51 tackles. He's got 17 more than the next closest person to him.
And he's a safety. I don't like when my safety
has to make tackles.
Yeah, I don't like that. That means they're getting loose.
Delarent. Keeley in motion. Fakes to him there. Throws it across the middle instead. Finds his man. It's a little short. Little low, but caught. Christopher Williams with the catch. Down to the 20.
That wouldn't have been short. It might have been a touchdown.
Yeah, if it had been up a little bit to where he could have caught it in stride, it may very well have been a touchdown.
And urging the Eagles to score here.
Yeah, they've only they've less than 2 minutes, and they've gone from their own end down to the 21-yard line. They got Langlois back in at running back. Across the middle, caught inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal. Hards is a big target.
He's catching the ball a lot better than he had in previous years, Charlie. His hands seem to be much improved. I'm sure that's something they're worked on because that kid's quick, he's big, he's a huge target, and he's doing well here.
Look and see, he is a senior from Kansas City, Mo.
He looks like a football player, I'm telling you.
He is a prototype type of tight end right now. Can flank out. Big target to throw to. And there he is across the middle for a touchdown.
On cue for Charlie Brown.
Trayvon Hards with the touchdown catch.
They made that look pretty simple, Charlie.
Yeah, he just made a little fake, went toward the post, slant inside, and is wide open, takes it in the end zone. When you got somebody that size to throw to, they become pretty obvious when they're open.
Connor Layton will be doing the deep snapping, and the holder is Cole Schroeder. Of course, the kicker is Petrin.
Low snap, ball down. Excellent job by the holder. Schroeder to get it up and get it off the ground and in. And the Eagles are up 17-7 with 6:17 to go, I believe.
A little hard to see, isn't it?
It is. I will tell you, Jim Ray, I was at a high school game not very long ago down at Jeff City at Pete Atkins Field Stadium down there. They have bleachers on the far side. Central doesn't have bleachers. Their scoreboard is straight across the field. It's very easy to see what's going on.
That's the way it was last night at Eldon, right directly across the field. They have a nice complex down there. The only thing they don't have is a turf field. It's a good grass field. Of course, it was muddy as heck last night, but that thing's right across from you.
Yeah, it makes it so easy for everybody to see what's going on.
The sun was on it. It's before the game started, and as the 6:30 got here and the sun set, then you could see that scoreboard very nicely as the game started at 7.
Petrin to kick off in the air, and that one's going to go in the end zone and be a touchback. That's what we're used to seeing out of Sam Petrin. As he's kicking with the wind, he has been and is a valuable tool. He is a weapon for the Eagles.
I don't know if he gets another year or not. I don't know what. He's a senior this year, but with the COVID situation, I don't know if they all got another year of how that worked.
Senior from Bunnell, Florida. I bet mid-Missouri was a shock to him in the wintertime.
Yeah. I remember those kids at Kemper.
Oh, boy, sliding around like they didn't have any sense first time they saw snow.
First time in their lives.
Pitch to Mills, going outside, strung out by the defense.
Mills on the carry. LaMarcus Washington.
You watch that big Ganaway in there. He is very agile for a man. He's 350 plus. They're being conservative at 350. But he's got some. That guy can do the splits.
Well, he's not hard to miss out on a football field. Kettle, a direct snap to a running back, and he's out in the open and running. That is going to be a touchdown, and that's all the way. Todd, direct snap.
From the Wildcat, I guess.
It was. Couldn't tell. The scoreboard said either the 21-yard line or the 27-yard line. In any event, it was a 70-plus yard run, left side, untouched, all the way to the end zone. So Benedictine answers that long central drive with a very short, quick drive of their own, 17-13. And Bruner to try the extra point. On the way and good. 17-14.
Now it's turned into that shootout.
Yep, it kind of went along with everybody driving the ball and eating up some time, and now it's kind of pitch and catch and get it open and run the ball down the field. So that was a big run for Deshaun Todd.
We've had 2 touchdowns in just a little over 2 minutes, haven't we?
That just he's had 136 yards coming into this, and that 70-plus yarder gets him over 200-plus yards. So he's got 50% of his yards today on the season.
It looked pretty easy. He just took that toss and boom, around that right left side there and gone. Straight down the sideline. Should take a toss, a direct snap, excuse me.
Yep.
Deep for the Eagles, 87 Christian Bryce. 25 Ashton Connor.
So Cole Schroeder not back. Connor Bryce.
I'd move up a little bit if I were them back.
Sophomore
to the deep
from Crockett, Texas. Yeah, they've been standing on the 15. Bruner to kick it off. High kick. Going to come down about the 18-yard line. And tackle before getting to the 25 is Bryce.
Had a little lane there on the right side if you could have made that cut to the right instead of going to the left.
First down 10, CMU. Ball at the 25.
De La Rent back out. Williams, Wilson, Taylor, Hards, receivers all out there. And looks like Langlois in the backfield. Throws short, knocked away. Nice play by the defense. That's Tyler Tierney.
Great play. That was textbook. Reached right around there and knocked that away. Didn't interfere. No PI. Great defensive play there.
5:25 to go second quarter. 17-14 in favor of the Eagles. Important for them to get some yards here and give their defense a chance to regroup after that long touchdown run. And no flag comes out there.
I thought there might be. A lot of hand fighting there.
Yeah, that's Brandon Bolton. He looked like he lost his footing a little bit, maybe got a little shove on that. Now it's 3rd down and 10, and the Eagles need to convert here on 3rd down and not give the ball right back.
Bolton out of Texas, around the Houston area, I believe.
Wichita Falls.
Texas, excuse me.
It's all right.
I knew he was from Texas. He's a highly recruited running back.
De La Rent throws it up, and does the receiver come back and get it? Nope, called incomplete.
Sidelines got pretty static there for a second.
Christopher Williams almost came back and got that. He and Catavius Taylor pleading their case to the official, but to no avail. So 3 incomplete passes. No time really runs off the clock. Still 5-12.
First punt for the Eagles, I believe.
It is.
Petrin handles the punting duties also.
Averages 37.5 yards per punt. He's got wind behind him here. The Buto, the receiver, standing back at the 35-yard line. Here comes an all-out rush. Gets it away. Turns over. It's going to be back at the 30-yard line. It looks for somewhere to go. And he's going to be tackled before he gets back to the 30-yard line. So nice punt by Petrin. Nice coverage by the defense.
We need to find some defense here this time. We need to stop these Ravens from rolling down the field.
4:58 to go. Kettle back behind center. Motion. Fake the jet sweep. Now throw it out here to Todd, who just had that long run, and he is nailed. He got snapped backwards
by Hernandez.
Deshaun Todd on the reception.
Hernandez just nailed him, hit him with the 210 pounds or more. He weighs 210, I believe.
It shows you don't have to be real big to make a big hit.
That's a big hit. Stood him up.
Still, it's a gain of 4, so second down and 6. Ball at the 33. Clock running at 4:18. 8 on the play clock. Fake the handoff. Spins out. Now he's going to run. Going to be tackled before he gets anywhere. Muja Kamel on the tackle.
We said his name a lot.
We have said his name quite a bit.
Sure,
special teams and defense. Third and 2. Under 3 minutes to go. 3:40 to go. Here comes Slattery back on the field. And Hernandez comes off.
Thinking pass here probably.
Kettle going to roll and look to pitch. Does. Mills going to have enough for the first down.
Daniels on the tackle.
Carry for the Ravens. Marquess Daniels on the stop for the Eagles.
Eric Mays and Slattery also there.
He looks a little lighter. Daniels does. Still pretty broad at the shoulders. Narrow at the hips.
Go ahead. Do you know the rest of the song?
Big John.
Yep. There you go. Benedictine with all 3 timeouts left. Reset. Roll.
Daniels took a shot at him right there. He hit that lineman, hurt him a little bit.
And Kettle takes a lot of hits in the ball game.
Daniels just near had him out of that outside linebacker position.
Gain of 1, second and 9. Adger, bottom of your screen. He's their leading receiver. They haven't gone to him in a little while. And Adger makes a catch. He was being held onto by Mays, and he still managed to reach out and catch the ball.
They're pleading. Coach Callaway's pleading for a PI on the offensive side.
I know. They were pretty tangled up, and it was like a one-handed catch by Adger. 39-yard line. Under 2 to go. 1:50 to go in the second quarter. Eagles with a 3-point advantage. Kettle driving the Ravens down the field. Lets everybody clear out underneath again, and that's Adger again with the catch.
There was a heck of a pick there. By that I mean pick play. They picked that defender off.
Yeah.
So the other wide receiver's not called.
Just ran him underneath and got himself scraped off and cleaned up. Stockard on the tackle.
be a moving screen in basketball, but you can't. That's an illegal play. It's an illegal pick, but not called very often.
Another quick pass. Hit again, and they're just running the ball right down the field, and there goes a flag from this side all the way across.
Very bulky on the reception for the Ravens.
See what the official on this side of the field saw on the other side of the field. Illegal man downfield. The head linesman caught that from the side. That will be a penalty. I'll wipe out that game.
A little late in the call, but it still counts, doesn't it, Charlie?
He saw it somewhere, so that'll back him up a few yards. 5, make it 1st and 15. 1:24 to go, but all 3 timeouts. Adger at the bottom with Mays on him. See if they run him through some traffic again to get open. Instead, they go to Todd.
Hernandez on the coverage. Not getting much of a pass rush. The Ravens' offensive line's holding us out of there.
Timeout by the Ravens with 1:15 to go. That was a gain of about 7 on the play, so we go from 1st and 15 to 2nd down and 8. First timeout of the half taken by the Ravens.
Need a big defensive play to serve this lead.
Next week, the Eagles are on the road. They go to Mid-America Nazarene. Then back here for back-to-back weeks with Missouri Valley and Baker University.
Don't forget homecoming. That's homecoming, the Halloween weekend. And they take on the Missouri Valley Vikings. Quite a rivalry we've got going. We've won 3 in a row, Charlie, from the Vikings.
Yeah, rivalry being intensified by the soccer rivalry between those two. As the Eagles have won 2 national championships, and the Vikings got the national championship last year, I believe, and beat the Eagles in the semifinal game.
2 years ago when they won the championship, they played each other for the championship out in California. Could just come back here and save a lot of money.
Yeah, absolutely.
What Dr. Drake had to say about it.
I'm sure
he was
that's
very
right.
Happy for the Eagles to win that national championship. Start of 2 in a row.
2nd down, 8. Kettle in the shotgun as he has been the entire ball game. Looking left the whole way. Gets around Miles, but then is tackled.
Kettle on the carry for the Ravens. LaMarcus Washington.
LaMarcus Washington on the tackle. Gain of only 1 on the play, so it'll be 3rd down and 7.
I don't know if they'll go for a field goal or not here if we happen to stop them.
Well, they're at close to the 20, so that'd be a 37. That'd be as long. He's only tried one, and he made it from 35 into this little breeze. So I doubt it. Kettle across the middle. Todd shucks one tackler, and he's got a 1st down.
Yeah, we had him stopped there behind the markers, the yard markers, but we just couldn't make that tackle.
Benedictine with their 2nd timeout as we're underneath a minute. I can't tell if that's 32 or 52 on the clock or 22 on the clock.
Where's your eagle eyes at today, Charlie?
The Sun's got them. Michael tells me it's 22, so 32, Michael tells me. I'll get it. It's like roll call, Jim. I call looking for my grandsons. I'll call all the names that I get before I get to the one that I actually want.
Well, you only said 52, 22, and 32.
I know.
You had a 1 in 3 chance of getting it.
Well, I know. I left out the 13 and the 40 because I could tell those weren't what the numbers that were up there.
You could have had 12, too.
Yeah, but I knew that wasn't a 1.
Okay. You knew it wasn't a 4, huh?
I knew there wasn't a straight in there. There was a curve of some sort.
It was a crooked number. Real crooked.
So Benedictine
with 52.
Benedictine with 1 timeout left. They can run it if they want to from where it is, and it's at the 11 right now.
We can hold them for a field goal. It would be a victory for the Eagles.
A field goal attempt would be a victory at this point.
Play resumes. Benedictine, 1st down 10. Ball at the Eagle, 11.
Kettle at quarterback again. Still. Shotgun. Motion. Behind him. He looks. Now he throws that out here on the side to Boudreaux. And he's going to be tackled right around the line of scrimmage. And a timeout call by Benedictine. That's their final timeout with 22 to go this time.
No gain on the play.
3rd down and 10. No gain. Last timeout. So now you're kind of forced to throw the ball in the end zone, are you not, Jim Ray?
That is correct. You got 2 plays here, and either if you catch it and you catch it short, then you got to worry about getting enough time up there because they can get a first down, but if they shorter that first down marker, then they got to worry about time expired. They got plenty of time there, but it's still you got to get ready and you down it, then you have to kick it.
Yeah. So your choices here are you got to get the ball into the end zone because if you're tackled in the field of play and it's not a first down, you can't spike it because that'll bring. Well, you can. That means you're going to kick a field goal because that's 4th down.
Or go for it on 4th.
Or go for it on 4th, but you'll lose 3rd down. We're going to reset the game clock. Maybe. From 22 to still where it's sitting, 24. Adger is the favored target with 7 touchdown catches coming in. He is just to the right of Kettle in the backfield, so watch for him to come out and go underneath somewhere. And there goes the flag. Ball is blown dead. Illegal procedure against the Ravens.
A little help there.
They'll reset the clock again to 24 because it ran off a second and a half. .22 and a half on the board, and I can hear that they're right next door to us. I can hear them hitting the buttons.
Reset the game clock. 24 seconds.
I can hear them hitting the buttons. They're trying. They got it.
They said 24 seconds.
Yeah, that's what he reset it to before that play started. And since it's a false start, the play did not begin.
I thought there was only 22 seconds left.
There was 22, and he said to reset it to 24, and that's what they did. And then when they started this play, they ran it back to 22 again. And he reset it back to 24.
I got you. I just thought there was 22 in the last play before this legal procedure penalty.
The Eagles look to keep the Ravens out of the end zone. Throws it short, could be picked. Out of bounds.
Kettle's pass intended for number 10, Trey Adger. Incomplete.
Can you read that crooked number now, Charlie?
I think it's 20, but I could be.
Ball to 16.
Cricket number on the scoreboard, 17. 17.4 left here on 3rd down.
They got another shot. He better intercepted that one.
Yeah, I think they're going to go end zone. I don't think they're thinking anything about a field goal attempt. Their kicker's not over warming up, Jim Ray, so I don't think he's anticipating getting in here to kick a field goal. Spins out, looks still, throws it. Back of the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown. Too much time.
Got to have a rush. That's the best defense for the pass is a rush.
That's to Reed Levi for the touchdown. And the Ravens have the lead with 9 seconds left in the half. Mobile quarterback buys time, finds somebody open, and it's Levi.
It's hard to cover them when they can just run amok down there.
His fourth touchdown catch of the season. Bruner on the extra point. And Benedictine will get the ball to start the second half.
Predators PAT is good, and with 9 seconds left in the half.
21-17.
Eagles 17.
So the first time in the ball game that the Eagles have trailed. They really don't have a lot of time. They would need, a good return will eat up most of that 9 seconds, if not all of that 9 seconds.
And they'll probably squib the kick, probably. At least I would.
You would think so.
Or you can kick that high kick, and I don't know. That high kick's been a little troublesome for the Eagles with that wind coming.
Yep, got to set up a little shorter, a little closer to the kicker than what they are used to with that wind blowing. So 21 points in the first half, right about on their average. They average about 42 a game, do the Ravens, and they're halfway to that now, and they'll hit the ball to start quarter number 3. We'll have halftime for you. CMU marching band, dancers, palms, cheer, a little bit of everything for you. We'll have halftime stats after all of that.
Be interesting to see those stats.
Well, they're going to be a little misleading because they're going to have a whole lot of rushing yardage, and 70 some of that came on one play for the Ravens.
They've thrown the ball more than they've run it. No, they've mixed it up quite a little bit.
Bruner approaches, kicks it along the ground, going to be picked up and run back. Trying to rip the ball out. 2 seconds left.
Time to heave it one more time down the field.
Jacob Gathright was just trying to rip the ball out of there and get a turnover with 2 seconds left. Looks like take a knee and go to half for the Eagles.
That's what they're going to do.
Cooper Wilson back in the prevent area. And that will end the first half with Benedictine ahead, 21-17.
Benedictine, 21. CMU, 17.
So a good half of football, Jim Ray.
Just a little bit on the low end there for us. I'd like it to be 21-17 the other way.
Agree with that. 2 turnovers turn into 10 points. Is that Trenton Byers limping off there, Jim Ray?
Yes, it is.
Got to work his way through the band.
Young man from Pierce City, Missouri. Went to school when I was living in Pierce City with his grandfather. Robleski's his name. Shout out to Pierce City, Missouri.
All right, they've put 20 minutes on the clock for halftime. They started it, run 25 seconds off, and the official, I think, wants him to put 20 seconds back up again because the teams have not left the field yet, and they have put the 20 minutes back up as the Eagles are headed to their locker room.
Been a good officiated game, I thought, Charlie.
It's been a well-played game. There's not been anything dirty or the couple of turnovers that turned into points for the Eagles to start out with, put the Ravens in the hole, but they've dug their way out of that to where they're back in the lead. Again, the Eagles on the road next week at Mid-America. And then back home for Missouri Valley. We'll have that for you, along with the game against Baker, who's number 7 in the nation.
It'll be senior day that day, I believe. Benedictine coach is out talking to the officials.
Now they're going to start the halftime clock. So the band will make their way out onto the field, and based on that, we will turn our mic set over to the band and let you hear and see the CMU Marching Eagles and dance team and all that goes with that. So when we come back in just a few minutes, when all that is finished, we'll have stats for you as Rachel Moore, the SID here at Central Methodist, has delivered the halftime stats to us, and we'll go over those with you when we come back. So as soon as Steve Litweiler, Skip Vanderlecker ready, and the band is ready, so we'll let you listen to the sounds of Central.
Under the direction of Skip Vanderlecker and the field command of the senior drum major Madeline Bartholomew, Central Methodist University is proud to present the Sound of Central, the 2021 CMU Marching Eagle Band. To start this afternoon's halftime entertainment, the Marching Eagle Band brings you a drill and music to La Zora. And now the CMU Color Guard, under the direction of Karen Jeffries, is featured to a tune from the 101 Dalmatians film. Here's the Sound of Central, the CMU Color Guard, and Cruella de Vil. To close this afternoon's halftime show, the Sound Central would like to feature freshman mellophone player Alden Senor to a piece from the movie and musical West Side Story. Here's the Sound Central and Somewhere. Ladies and gentlemen, the Sound of Central, the 2021 Central Methodist University Marching Eagle Band. The band is under the direction of Professor Skip Randall with the assistance of Professor Steve Littler. Color guard director is Karen Jeffries. Thank you for your kind attention and applause. Go Eagles! Welcome to the field, the CMU Eagles Envy Dance Team, led by head coach Matt Boyle. Envy, your music is on.
This one here's for the niggas that like to dance. No. The ladies that like to show me what you got, make your body take time. Show me what you got, make your body take time. I know y'all not over there acting like you tired. Make it to the back with an arch in the back.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Eagles Envy Dance Team.
The Sound of Central Marching Band, the Marching Eagles, along with the Envy Dance Team, halftime entertainment. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have halftime statistics for you and more information. Benedictine leads the Eagles 21-17 at the half. We'll take a break and be back in about 2.5 minutes here on the Eagles Sports Network. Back at halftime, Benedictine with a 21-17 lead over the Eagles. We've got halftime stats for you. Jim Ray, what jumps out off the stat sheet at you?
Well, one thing is the completion rate of the quarterback, Kettle. He's 17 out of 19. In other words, he's thrown the ball 19 times, completed 7 for 2 TDs. Two TDs. He's been absolutely excellent. He just hasn't missed really. Short passes, nothing long very much. More like the West Coast offense, short dink passes. He's been very, very accurate at it, and it's hurt. The other thing is they've rushed the ball. It shows them rushing yardage about, let me get that down here, 131 yards, but 70 of that was on one play.
Right.
So Central Methodist has done a great job of keeping the run down. They just haven't got a pass rush to stop that passing game. The other thing is I thought Delarenz had thrown the ball a little better than that, but his stats are showing here 11 out of 26. In other words, he's completed 11 out of 26 throws. no interceptions, but he's had a couple drops in there, but not many. Just been just a tad bit off. Some of that was going against the wind, some of it with the wind. So it's been an adjustment for him. We'll see what goes out. Time of possession, 11 minutes and 51 for the Eagles, 18 minutes for Benedictine. And of course, they lead 21-17.
And the other thing you pointed out was third down efficiency for Benedictine. They are 6 of 6 on third down. Eagles are 4 of 7. So the Ravens have been able to keep their drive going with key third down plays, and they'll get the ball to start this third quarter. Eagles were up at one point in time 17-7, and then 2 touchdowns in the last 5.5 minutes of that second quarter have given the Ravens the lead here in Fayette. Again, we'd like to thank our corporate sponsors for their continued support of CMU Athletics: MFA Oil, the Braun Home, Jennings Premium Meats, Community Auto Sales and Service, AirLink, Drury Hotels, Missouri Pacific Lumber, Howard County Electric, and Commercial Trust Company. Football season in full bloom. Basketball season right around the corner. Coach Mike Davis has reloaded the women's side of it. Coach Jeff Sermon has loaded up on the men's side, so some excitement on campus. Coach Davis has been putting up some of his players on Facebook on a daily basis, and some of the people are putting up there have some pretty impressive stuff for him. He's got some transfers in, and he had freshman of the year last year, and then he had a young lady from Belarus who became eligible at the semester, and she ended up being the second or third leading scorer in the Hart Conference.
Yeah, Remy Laurie does a great job of recruiting. It's his assistant head coach. And Coach Davis is plenty good at it, too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything away from him. But Remy Laurie does a heck of a job there as his assistant head coach and his recruiting coordinator.
Yeah, he's got some people. He's got a transfer from West Virginia University. He's got a 6'5" girl coming in from Alaska. Plus, he has the freshman of the year last year in the Hart coming back. So he's loaded up. He's got a 6'1" point guard, I think, from somewhere that was on the junior college national champions a year or so ago.
And don't forget about Jeff Sherman. I think he's starting his 37th year.
He's been here a long time. You say that just tells me how old I am, because Jeff graduated right after I did. So he's got some new ball players as well. He returns his leading scorer from last year. So he's got some new bodies as well, as they'll try and mesh into a good unit. And that starts out 2 weeks from yesterday on the 29th is the first men's game, and then I think the women play like November the 5th, their first home game. So,
and Coach Sherman's his assistant head coach, Matt Sherman, he does a wonderful job of reloading year after year too. I mean, it's a hard job on these colleges when they have to bring in and reload every year. And so that they both those assistant head coaches do a wonderful job for the Eagles here.
Yeah, Coach Sherman with young Coach Sherman helping him out. Coach Sherman's been here for a long time. He's an institution. Coach Davis was here, left for a little while, and then came back. And a couple of years ago, the Lady Eagles had qualified for the NAIA national tournament and were getting ready to leave for Montana, and that's when COVID hit.
I believe they may have done it that year. I mean, Coach Davis really would like to have played that one out. I think they ended up 6th in the nation. He's had him in the national tournament, I guess, every year here. Did he do it last year or not?
He did not do it because the last 2 weeks of the season they were on quarantine, and they came off of COVID quarantine, the women's basketball team, in time to get on the bus and drive somewhere to Iowa to play. No practice, nothing for 2 weeks, and they fell in the game up there. But big part of that was the fact that they were in the COVID protocol and couldn't do anything for 2 weeks.
I'm sure he's anxious to get out there this year. Both teams, as far as that goes.
So we'll have a bunch of games. I think doing the home games and all, I believe I have 30 games scheduled for them.
Don't forget about our number 1 ranked men's team in soccer, our number 5 ranked women's team in soccer, our number 10 ranked volleyball team, and, of course, track. I mean, everything here is humming quite well at Central Methodist.
Yeah, again, I point this out each time we talk about this. A lot of that goes back to the president of this college having put some importance on not only recruiting good quality people, but winning some contests as well.
He doesn't like to lose, Dr. Drake doesn't.
He
Good
does
man.
not. And that's carried down to his coaching staffs as well.
Recruit and win. Let's go.
Petrin ready to kick off to start this third quarter. Eagles have the wind. Benedictine will have the ball in just a moment. Petrin with the kick. Coming down about the 2. Looking for an alley, and Will Miles wrestles him out of bounds.
It's unusual to see some of your starting players there on defense.
Oh, that's Trayvon Hards.
That was
That's
Hards,
why.
yeah. It does look a little bit like Miles. I thought it was too.
17 and 13, so easy enough to get them, but that was Hards with the tackle, and the Ravens with the football.
I think he twisted a little bit of an ankle there, I think.
Yeah, he did. He's limping around a little bit. He's got a touchdown catch, so you hope he's not hurt very badly. 23-yard line. 1st and 10. Out into the flat. Knocked away, picked up. They're going to call it incomplete as Mays goes ahead and takes it into the end zone just in case.
Scoop and score, we call that.
Continue on.
It's a good call. It was definitely a pass, wasn't a lateral.
Was a pass, and they're explaining he was juggling the ball, never really had possession of it, so it wasn't a fumble. So it's just an incomplete pass. But go ahead and run the thing out. You never know.
People have made mistakes before and made a bad call. Ask the St. Louis Cardinals.
Well, or ask the Giants on a check swing at the end of a ball game. I was sure that was going to be Angel Hernandez when I read it said about the umpire making a call. I was sure it would be him, but it wasn't. Pulls it down and going to get down before Miles gets a chance to hit him.
Had a chance to get him in the backfield there, just whiffed on him. He's elusive.
Yes, he is. He gets out of those things pretty easily here, and Slatery checks in.
I think he's a little better pass defender, and that's why Hernandez comes out.
I think you're right. I think they're going to a more of a nickel look with some extra D-backs in there on 3rd down and 12.
Marty Stewart is the defensive coordinator, making a few adjustments here, it looks like, at the start of this half. Let's see if he can get off this 6 for 6 on 3rd down plays.
Tries to draw offside with a hard count. Doesn't get any biters on that. And fan yells delay a game, and the back official is going to agree with that and throws the flag, and it's going to be a delay game.
Only rushing 2, it looks like. Maybe 2 or 3, I can't. Most of them are stand-up people, so they got a lot of middle-type people, not defensive linemen in there right now.
3rd down and 17, so if you're going to break that 6 for 6 3rd down conversion, this would be a good time to do that.
There's another linebacker coming in as a defensive lineman. I don't even see Will Miles out there, do you? That might be him on there.
He might be on the far side.
Yeah.
So it's 3rd and 17. Trying to get their yardage back on that. Quarterback draw. And he's going to pick up the 1st down, and it's not going to be 6 for 7. He's going to be 7 for 7.
We see. Thought it was a flag out there.
You thought it was a flag? It was a towel.
Yep. They had a chance to get him. Just a quarterback draw. They were in that pass defense, prevent defense. And
yeah, they had the pass defense on, and Kettle just takes it and runs it.
I prefer a rush.
This is Todd, who had the long touchdown run, tackled at the 39-yard line. Make it the 40.
Mays on the tackle for the Eagles. A little help from Hernandez, not much.
Gain of 5 on the play, 2nd down 5, ball at the 40.
5 yards a throw or a run here is not the way we want to start this second half.
Empty backfield. Todd in motion. Quarterback keeps, reads it, takes it just short of the 45. It'll be 3rd down and about a yard, less than a yard.
Will Miles on the stop for the Eagles.
Miles on the tackle for the Eagles.
Down 1. Ball to Raven, 44.
Big third down play here. I don't know if they'd go for it on fourth or not in their own territory. I wouldn't. But then I'm not a riverboat gambler at times, and times I am. But
I've seen a lot of that in high school, and I've seen it backfire more than I've seen it go good. Handoff, picks his way through to a first down.
8 for 8.
Wagon on the carry for the Ravens.
Got to get the defense off the field and get the offense on. Got to stop some of these third down plays.
Damon Wiggin, junior running back from San Marcos, California. Coming up on a 12-minute mark. Benedictine's had it the first 3 minutes of this quarter, and they've moved it out close to midfield. Quick pass out here. That's Wiggin again.
Won the hole, Coach Callaway was.
Yeah, they were yelling.
Held too.
Reed Levi maybe is guilty of that, but he's got a touchdown catch. He no flag on the play. Gain of 5, second down and 5 as they just methodically march it down the field. Short passes, quarterback draw, run plays. They haven't gone deep.
High percentage plays.
They're into the wind right now. Now they're looking to go deep. Comes off short instead, and it's almost picked off.
Molinari. Well, that's Bell, isn't it? 28.
29. Darian Bell. He almost read that right and picked that.
Yes, he did. He is 29. You're right, Charlie.
Third and 5.
Here we go. Another third down play.
Looks, going to go short again. Throws it across. That's Levi, and he's got it and going to go out of bounds with a first down.
Daniels on the coverage.
Reed Levi, they just wait for traffic to clear underneath and find one of those guys running free and find them for the first down.
9 out of 9. We'll keep counting here.
Benedictine, ball to Eagle 34.
Got to have a pass rush.
Need to have a negative play here of some sort. Ask for your turnover, Jim Ray. You tend to get those.
Don't feel it right now, Charlie. But I'll get it in here in a second.
Run going to be stuffed and stopped there, as that's Daniels on the part of that and Chambers as well.
Rashad Mills on the carry. Marquez Daniels.
Hernandez back in for Daniels. Daniels comes out. Oh, has to get a breather or what, but it acted like something was hurting on him.
Ball to 34.
Rubbing the back of his neck as he sits over on the bench. No gain, second 10. Second down, 10 yards to go. Kettle.
Runs that hard count all the time, doesn't he?
Yeah, every single time. Handoff up the middle, and this time there's room to run. They're pushing the pile forward, and it'll be enough for close to a first down.
Rashad Mills on the carry.
Yeah, it is a first down. Isaiah Studer checks in for the Eagles, junior out of Austin, Texas.
Number 97, is that right?
Yes. Damon Wiggin checks in at running back or wide receiver as he'll split out. Nobody in the backfield. 7 on the play clock. Quarterback draw.
Nice tackle there. He wanted to go right, and he saw that defensive end coming there. I couldn't see, was that Struder or what, but he saw him, and boom, he went the other way.
And Hernandez makes the tackle. Gain of 2, second and 8. Had the ball for 6 minutes in this drive so far.
Chewing up that clock.
Against the wind. Team seems to have had more success going against the wind than they have had going into the wind. There's some pressure. Little dump off out, and there he falls down. That's Wiggin.
We'll lose yardage on the play.
Number 18, David Weigand on the reception.
There's a great chance to get off the field here, but they could probably do it 2 more downs.
3rd down and almost 11.
Ball to 25.
Slattery back in.
Say somebody needs to get off the field here. And in a hurry.
Third down and 11 from the 25-yard line. Pitch play. Not going to pick it up this time on 3rd down. That'll be the first time, and that's Weigand.
9 out of 10.
Picks up the yard they lost plus 1 more and makes it 4th down and 9.
I don't see the kicker coming on, do you?
I do. He's right behind the official in the white
There he
hat. This is Bruner.
40-yard field goal.
1 for 1 on the season from 35 yards. This one will be from 40.
I'd be watching it. I'd watch the fake.
Bruner is a freshman from Marceline, not far from here, so that would be a big thing for him to hit one close to the hometown. It is a fake. They give it to Bruner. He's going to try and get outside. He's not going to make it. Run down by Kari Henley.
It's a nice play by Henley out there because he had a little room there. I thought he might go get it, and then Henley closed quick. They stopped him on 4th down. That's huge, Charlie.
Yeah, I would almost always put my money on a D-back running down a punter or a kicker.
Marceline, he's Ganaway's teammate. That's where Ganaway's from, is Marceline.
There you go.
They'll have a little reunion here after the game. Hopefully he'll have the bragging rights, Ganaway that being. I just didn't see them kicking that field goal at all.
Well, longer than he's kicked and into the wind. So good call on your part. Delarent hands it off, trying to pick his way through to get something. Langlois on the carry. Not going to get much of anything on that. Picks up 1. 2nd and 9.
Spangler on the stop for the Ravens.
2nd down 9 from the 21.
We are more than halfway through this period.
It's rolling quick.
That was a long drive that came up empty for the Ravens. See if the Eagles can take advantage of that. Out here into the flat. That's Langlois, and he's got lots of room, and he's got a block or two. And he's off and running. Can he outrun everybody? Tuck that ball away, son. Taken down inside the 5. No flag as they were looking for a penalty for a block in the back.
I saw that block. It was a good block. No non-call. Great non-call on the official.
That ball was at the 21, and they're going to mark it just inside the 5. So that's a 74-yard run. 75-yard run.
Your match rolling good. That's a big play by the Eagles. Little swing pass out there, hit him, and then wide open. Nice cut.
Flipped the field position in a hurry. And now the Eagles with a chance to get the lead.
Look for an option. Nope, going to be straight run.
Straight run up the middle, trying to reward him for the long run.
I look for a little option play. Delarent out here going around this right side, the wide side of the field. May probably run an RPO out here, run pass option.
2nd and goal from the 4.
Thought that was a flag again. It was another towel being thrown. I guess they're different colors.
Yeah, but you just can't catch something flying around out of the corner of your eye, and the first thing you think is it's a flag of some sort. Delarent looks, fade to the corner to Taylor. He got a foot down, and they're going to say incomplete.
I'd like to see a replay of that. We won't get him.
We turn around, you might.
Yeah.
Michael might have the replay for you on that.
It's hard to get that corner there.
It is. One official looked at the other, hoping for help with whether he got a foot down or not. And that's 3rd and goal. Plenty of time. 12 on the play clock.
A man up out here with Taylor on this right side.
Yeah. Maybe they go fake the fade, and there's an offside penalty, I hope.
Might change the play call.
Half the distance to the goal, if that's what it is, but they're going to talk about it, so we got a difference of opinion probably. As the what of zebras is it, Jim Ray?
I forget now. I had
Bunch.
that, a bun. That's not a bunch, but there's a term for it.
Offside. Encroachment is the call. So that'll make it half the distance, so it'll go from the 5 down to the inside to 3. Third and goal. De Laurent can run another option play or what they have up their sleeve. Quick pass. Nope. Going to be chased out of there. He goes airborne and gets knocked out of bounds before he gets to the end zone.
That was a heck of a valiant try there by De Laurent.
Yeah, hard to tell where the ball was and when he's going upside down, helicoptering all around.
They got him down at the 1, what it looks like, Charlie.
And they're going to hurry up and snap it and go quarterback sneak. And play is blown dead beforehand, which I think is a good thing for the Eagles because I don't think he made anything, but the official comes running in to stop the play.
Call a group of zebras a dazzle.
A dazzle.
D-A-Z-Z-L-E. Well, they were dazzling out there on that call.
Benedictine calls timeout, and that's a good thing for the Eagles because I don't think he had any push and got into the end zone.
He was trying to put that ball over with his arms, but I don't think it broke the plane.
Eagles need to get off the field, quit talking, and get off the field and go talk to your coaching staff about what you're going to do on 4th and goal from inside the 1.
I'd have to go for it. And Petron's out there warming up his leg, but
that's more than. It's almost the 2-yard line. It's in between the 1 and 2, so it's more than a yard.
You're down by 4. I don't know. It's early. Late in the third, but early in the...
What's your best 2-yard play?
I don't know what their best 2-yard play. I know it'd be me. It'd be an RPO, run pass option. That'd leave it to the wide side of the field.
Well, everybody's looking for something between the tackles, so that might be a good thing to do here. I don't see him straightening up and throwing from that distance because you just can't get any separation. There's too many bodies in the way.
Yep. He's man up out here on this outside.
Yeah, if you get a quick slant or something, maybe.
On Taylor.
Yeah. Same way up on the top of the screen. He's going to go sneak again.
It's going to be a touchdown.
No, it's not. They do come in and say touchdown as they look to see where he's at. The official on the far side came running in to mark it just short and then changed his mind when he saw where De Laurent was.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty obvious, but it was a heck of a push in there. We're an extra point away from tying this up, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, Catavius Taylor's out there still talking to the officials about that catch in the corner. He still thinks he got his foot down in bounds.
He probably did.
Well, and it's entirely possible, but lobbying for it now is not really going to help a whole lot.
Doesn't make any difference. We got a score, and we're up by 3.
24-21 with 5:22 to go. So Benedictine gets the kickoff to start the third quarter, has a 6+ minute drive, comes up with nothing. Eagles take over and march it down the field in about 2.5 minutes and score a touchdown.
2 big defensive plays. The third down play stopped it, and then the fake field goal, they stopped it. Then the big swing pass out here to the running back out of the back, kick it inside the 5-yard line.
Langlois.
Yes. Great job there by the Eagles. Got Mo on our backs now, Charlie.
Need to stop them again and get the ball back. Stretch the lead.
Wish we're 9 out of 10 on third downs, and they're 0-1 on fourth downs.
Veteran to kick off for the Eagles. Deep for the Ravens, number 10, Trey Adger. 21, Austin Buteau.
Taking around the 5. They're going to fake the reverse and come this way. And not biting on that in the least.
Buteau, long return.
Christian Bryce, I believe, makes that tackle.
Great tackle, a great open field tackle. They weren't fooled by the reverse whatsoever.
So Kettle back on the field. Sterling first half, 17 of 19 throwing the ball for him.
He much different in the second half.
Not much. He's content to throw short. Run the ball, throw it short underneath to his receivers.
The dink pass is working.
Just outside the 23-yard line is where they start. Fake. Going to throw. Nope. Going to step up and run. Daniels misses him. And he gets down on the ground at the 25, so he'll pick up a yard, maybe 2.
Good pass coverage there by the Eagles downfield because he had a lot of time to throw that ball. Decent pass rush, but he eluded him and had time, opportunity. He's waiting for them to create down there, and we stuck to them like glue.
He doesn't gain anything. It's 2nd down and 10. See if the defense for the Eagles can come up again. Handoff, running play. Back and forth he goes. Picks up about 4 on the yard. 4 on the play.
Chambers on the stop for the Eagles.
That was Mills with the carry. They're going to give him 6 on the play. So it'll make it 3rd down and 4.
Here's another big third down play, fans. See if the Eagles can rise, could soar to the top.
Yeah, just watch the inside wide receivers running some sort of little crossing pattern in the middle and find one of them open. Incomplete pass as he goes to Levi. It goes through his hands, and it's 4th down, and the Eagles have stopped him again. Barring a penalty on 4th down, the Eagles will get the ball back.
What's the hard count?
In pretty good shape.
They're punting against the wind here. So
Cooper Wilson stands at his own 35-yard line waiting for this kick. This is Matt Heinrich, the punter. Averages 44.5 yards a punt. So he's a pretty good punter, but he's kicking it into the wind. It's going to dive about the 45-yard line and roll to the 41, and that's where it will stop, and that's where the Eagles will get the ball with 3:51 to go here in the 3rd quarter and a 3-point advantage now.
A chance to get up by 10 here with the score. Look for the offensive coordinator. There's 2 offensive coordinators, a run coordinator and a pass coordinator. Goulet is the run coordinator, and Bellard is the passing coordinator. 2 youngsters. They do a great job.
Delarent, quarterback, looks over. Turns and hands. Bounces off to the outside. That's Bolton with the ball with the carry. Brandon Bolton, junior running back out of Wichita Falls, Texas, picks up more than enough for a 1st down. And the Sticks move again.
This 290-pound offensive line is having their way a little bit here up front with these Ravens.
Well, nice mixture of run-pass for the Eagles. Got them off balance a little bit. De Laurent. Bolton again. Picks his way again. Going to pick up a couple, then push backwards. He'll pick up almost 3 on the play.
Nice cut there to get that. Hard coming back in there.
Brian Barrera down on the field for the Ravens. Was limping off and just went to the turf. And we'll get tended to. Community Auto Sales and Service is your one-stop shop for all your automotive needs, from brakes, tires, and oil changes to front-end alignment, engine repair, batteries, and state inspections. They have everything, and they'll do anything to keep you on the road safely. Proud supporter of Eagles Athletics. So, Jim Ray, we were a little leery of the fact that Benedictine scored right before half, and we're going to get the ball to start the second half and could get some separation. But the Eagles have gotten the ball back, gotten a score, and they're on the move again.
Well, it was a big drive down there, and they just got stopped there. If it had been the other way, they probably kicked a field goal if it had been with the wind, but they wasn't. They were able to stop that down there. There's huge 2 defensive plays there by the Eagles. And then we were playing kind of deep, but boom, big play there. Little swing pass out there.
Yeah, Langlois with a 74-yard, 75-yard swing pass. And, you got to say something about Byers for the Eagles. He went down, Trenton Byers went down in the first half hurt. He's out there again, and he's still limping, but he's out playing.
Well, he's kind of the brains on that offensive line there. He makes the line calls and so on and so forth. Makes a lot of difference.
Nice pass and nice catch. Armand Keeley with the catch, and it's a first down. He had to go up and get it and then come down and hold on to it when he hit the turf with his back.
And he had to throw the ball there. Delarent did it because that's the only way. Otherwise, there's a defender in front of him. So he had to put a little touch on that and put enough zip in there to get it in there. So it's a great catch, great throw, great job by the offensive line to allow him to make that throw.
There's Delarant with the keeper around the edge and out of bounds. He's just not going to take any extra hits.
There's no reason to.
Well, there's not, but I've seen several quarterbacks who want to lower their shoulder and go into that. And, you don't want to expose your throwing shoulder to being hit. You don't want to get hit hard out of bounds or anywhere else.
There's just no reason for it. That's just smart football. That's live to battle another day.
It's enough for another first down. They're inside the 20 now. 2:07 and counting on the clock. Handoff. Bolton with a carry. Almost pulled his way out of that to go forward.
Could have cut back. He had a little seam there to the left. He was looked that way, ended up going right, but if he went to left again, he had a big hole there, big crease, I should say.
Gain of about 4, make it 2nd down and 6. Keeley comes off.
This is the guy they thought he would be like as a freshman, run the ball like this. It's taking him a while to adjust to this college game, but he seems to be adjusting today. He's got some quicks.
Play clock down to 5, running it down. That's good gamemanship. Gets it off just in time. Cross the middle and incomplete. Cooper Wilson, the intended. 22.
Had to get rid of that pretty quick.
Tyler Tierney on the defense. Again, he's a senior from Lee Summit.
Big 3rd down play here for the Eagles.
3rd and 6.
I think they will kick the field goal because this is definitely in Petron's range. Petron's range. I'll never get this name right. I'm going to get it right next time we do this.
Sometime, yes. 37 yards is his long, and he's got the wind behind him right now, but the Eagles are not going to look to settle for that. They're looking to score. And nice defensive play. Jackson Hoskins gets his hand in there, and Taylor can't pull it down, so now it's 4th down, and here comes the field goal team onto the field.
Put the Eagles up by 7 if they make that.
24-21. Make it a touchdown game.
32-yard field goal, I believe.
That's where he's putting it down. That's Schroeder, the holder, who went out injured earlier. Kick on the way, and it's good with lots to spare. So Petron with another long kick. 1:05 to go.
Quick 3rd quarter.
So 27-21. It's a 6-point advantage. My math being bad, saying it was going to be a 7, but it's a 6. Marquise Daniels standing on the sideline, enjoying the music right now.
Yes, that's right. It is. I said 7 too. It is 6.
I don't know that anybody's going to tell Marquise Daniels to stop dancing. Defense ready to go. He and Eric Mays on the sideline. Helmets on, ready to go.
Needs to get a choreographer, though.
Well, maybe the Envy Dance Team people can help him out a little bit. Petrin kicks it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback.
Wise move by the Ravens.
Touchback on the kickoff. Bring up first down 10 for the Ravens.
1:05 to go in the third quarter.
Now we need that big turnover.
25 yards.
Okay, now you've asked for it, so now we'll get it.
Feeling it a little bit right now. I don't think they'll press. They got plenty of time here. They can continue to run their game. If they get behind, then they'll press a little. Behind by more than one score, that is.
Knocked down, incomplete pass.
It's blocked by Daniels.
Incomplete.
He jumped up and knocked that ball down.
So his little dance move has got him excited.
Needs to be doing it right now.
I don't know if he did it right now. He might get flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct.
Good point, or point well taken.
Do some more stuff and get to the sideline. Get them off the field 3 and out, and then you can do whatever you want to on the sideline. Kettle. Going to hand off inside. Mills.
They stopped at line of scrimmage. And
Bills on the carry for the Ravens.
Going to pick up close to 6 on the play, where it'll be 3rd down and 4. Can the Eagles pull off another 3rd down stop?
the third in a row tackle on that was Hernandez on the tackle.
6 on the play, 3rd down 4. Right at the 26.
Look for a little pass in the flat here. This is our little dump pass over the middle is what they've been using.
Stockard comes in for the Eagles late. Kettle. Looks short. Throws short. On the outside, it's enough for a 1st down.
Thought that ball bounced, but I guess it didn't.
On the reception.
Boudreaux on the catch. They needed 4, got 5.
7-yard line, 1st down 10. Benedictine.
The Benedictine with a 1st down. That'll be the last play of the third quarter. With the Eagles 27-21 lead after being down 21-17 at the half. 10 points in the third quarter. So good quarter for the Eagles. Airlink Rural Broadband is your local wireless and fiber internet provider, family owned and operated with coverage options in Sheraton, Howard, Saline, and surrounding counties. Interested in wireless or fiber service? Visit us at airlink123.com for information on all of your internet needs. So the Eagles come roaring back in the third quarter. Let's see how the fourth quarter plays out. Sound of Central Band playing over on our side, just out the window to our right. Whistle blows. Daniels is still dancing around. He's on the wrong side of the ball.
Pretty nimble for a man about 250 pounds.
Tell you what, between he and Will Miles, there's some size out there on the defense.
6'4", 240. Will Miles 6'6", 275.
Miles played a little basketball last year when the Eagles were in trouble with injuries and whatnot. He did not convert from football to basketball easily. And there's the quarterback draw again.
Kettle on the keeper for the Ravens, number 50, LaMarcus Washington.
Washington with that, but he also was forced by Henley. Henley stopped him and made him change directions, and that made it easier to catch him from behind.
44.
He picks up 7 on the play. 2nd down and 3. Wildcat, this was the touchdown, and there's the pass back. And a pass out of it, and he's got a man open. And the ball is caught. Boudreaux with the catch.
little trickery there. Got a reverse coming out of there with Kittle throwing it.
Yeah, Eagles were cognizant of the fact that it was not the quarterback back there. The last time they saw that, it was a 70-plus yard run, so they were waiting for that, and then the flip back to the quarterback who throws the ball long, and it's down in scoring territory.
First down 10.
Lucky it wasn't a touchdown. Nice close there by the defensive back. Missed the number.
13.
So it's down to the 13-yard line.
Now we need that turnover. I'm asking.
Okay, Kettle drops it. How about they're going to stop it right there as he touches his knee down as he goes to pick it up. Not a turnover, but a negative yardage play. Snap was a little low. He bent over to pick it up, and when he did, his knee went down to the ground. So it'll be a loss of 4.
15 at the 17-yard line.
So
second down 14.
Second and 14. Play clock at 15. Kettle. Tucks and runs. Taken down.
Nice tackle in there.
Yeah, because there was an opening there. It looked like he could scoot through that and might get into the end zone, but a nice tackle.
Get the number on that, but that was a nice open field tackle because he might have made it clear to the end zone.
Gain of 6 will make it 3rd down and 8 now.
Well, these third down plays again, we stopped them twice today.
Yeah, you would suspect they would go for it here inside the 15-yard line. 15 on the play clock. Kettle checks his wristband. Tries to draw him offside again. He does it almost every play. Looks back, throws it toward the end zone, fade into the corner. A lot of hand fighting. And incomplete.
Mays on the coverage back there.
So 4th down, and a lot of people come in. It looks like they're bringing in the field goal unit, but you got to watch because the holder is the quarterback, Kettle. Bruner to apparently try a field goal from about the 28-yard line.
I don't know if that's good or not.
It is not good.
Looked like it was pulled to the left, but wide left.
So a break for the Eagles. They can maintain their 6-point lead with 12:15 to go here in the 4th quarter.
Need to take it down here and at least get a field goal and get up to 2 scores, Charlie.
Yep, that would be nice. Nice long control drive against the wind.
They could. If they get down there and score a touchdown, it could go for 2 and get the 8 points and be up by 14.
That's where you're starting to chase points. Makes sense there as opposed to being up 13. Not much difference between being up 12 or being up 13. A lot of difference between being up 13 and being up 14.
That is correct. Good education got down there in southeast Missouri and Central Methodist on the way up.
Long time ago.
Many moons ago, probably forgot what you learned.
Well, I mean, there's a lot more history now than there was then. There wasn't a lot of history back then when I was, hadn't been around that long. Delarent looks. 14 on the play clock, plenty of time. Turns, hands.
Running room out here to the right, left, I mean.
Langlaw picks up a couple. It looks like if he could have bounced that outside a little quicker, he might have gotten some more yardage because he had a blocker out there to help him.
Pretty wide open out there if he got by that one.
2nd and 6.
Coach Callaway patrolling the sidelines over here.
Knows this is a long way from being over.
The fat man ain't even started to warm up to sing yet.
De Laurent dips out in, cuts out, has a lot of running room, and he's going to get out of bounds before somebody touches him.
Just like the way he does that. It's smart.
Gets out before Adam Wilbers, sophomore from Wardsville, and that's a Blair Oaks player.
You notice there's a lot of players here on Benedictine from Missouri. Or Missouri.
They're trying to figure out where to spot this. They spot it at the 47.
First down 10 for the Eagles. Ball at the 47.
11:32, clock stopped on the out of bounds. De Laurent. Back starts right, comes back left, avoids one tackle. That's Langlois, and he's got enough for another first down. That's some nifty running, Jim, right?
Yeah, he was going right on that play, then he just bounced it back out to the outside and slipped that one tackle. Boom, he gained better than 10 yards.
The Ravens, 42.
This running back by committee is working for Coach Callaway and his group of coaches.
Yeah,
and
each
players.
week it's like it's somebody new that steps up and and grabs the handle and goes with it.
And Langlois, Bolton, Keeley.
Keeley came in early for others and had a couple of good games, and Bolton today, along with Langlois. De Laurent. This time he's got somebody,
On the carry for the Eagles,
Tyler Wilson,
For the Ravens,
senior linebacker from San Clemente.
on the play.
He was on that quick.
From the 42.
Yep, old days tearaway jersey. De Laurent may have gotten away from him and gotten some yardage, but those jerseys are gone by the wayside.
Look for a throw here or a draw. Draw would be a great call.
No
Or a
gains,
screen.
2nd and 10.
I like a
I haven't heard from Catavius Taylor much lately.
He's still talking to the official about that call in the end zone.
Yeah, he is. And a flag comes as
Be procedure penalty, I believe.
probably because he barked and
And the wide receivers.
yeah. So 2nd and 15 now.
Don't shoot yourself in the foot here.
For the Eagles,
Clock will restart.
ball to Benedictine, 47.
Clock back running as we approach 10 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Going to run it all the way down. They're at 5 on the play clock. Good protection. Long ball up in the air. And picked off down inside the 10-yard line.
De Laurent's pass intended.
It's a long punt. He got hit pretty good on that play. That's not a bad play.
Wilbers with the interception from Wardsville.
Benedictine football, first down 10.
First turnover for the Eagles today, Jim Ray.
I believe that's correct. It untimely, but not all that bad. They're clear down into the 10-yard line, Charlie, and that's just as good or better than a punt.
Probably better than a punt. Would have liked to have run a little more clock. Would have liked to have gotten closer and see if Petrin could hit, but now it's back to playing defense, which they've done fairly well recently.
Well, let's get a big turnover here and maybe get a pick six.
Ravens have not scored in the second half.
Just don't jinx them.
Short underneath again. They're just living on that. That's Adger.
Kittle's pass complete.
They get 5 yards almost every play on it. That's about his, fourth catch today or fifth?
Bell on the stop.
I bet he's got more than that. They're just all short. He's not
16.
targeted for long. They haven't thrown a lot of long passes. 17 passes in the first half that they completed. Off of that 17 passes that they completed, they got a 160 yards, so they're not getting 10 yards to catch or each one. And there's a nice open field tackle. Levi on the carry. It'll be enough for a first down.
Henley on the tackle for the Eagles.
Gain of 4 on the play. First down 10. Benedictine. Ball at the 21.
Just need a turnover. Not asking for much.
Fake the handoff. Roll left. Throw short again. That's Buteau.
Buteau on the reception. Muja Kamel on the stop.
Kamel on the stop knocks him out of bounds after a gain of about, 8, Charlie?
It looks like a gain of 8. Second down and 2. 8:35 left in this fourth quarter.
Second down 1. Ball at the 30.
So they've gone from inside the 10 to the 30-yard line. Jet sweep. Turned back in. Tackled out around the 40-yard line, so a gain of 10 more as they start to eat it up a little bit. That's Jashawn Todd.
Molinari on the stop for the Eagles. First down 10, Benedictine. Ball at their own.
Brandon Molinari on the tackle. Mills back in at running back. Harry Balke resets, tight end. Run up the middle, stuff, backs up, does Mills, and loses yardage.
On the carry for the Ravens.
Mel on the tackle and Chambers on the tackle. They double teamed him.
Second down 11.
Ran into the line, tried to back up and go around and got tackled. Lost a yard on the play, so it's 2nd and 11.
Taking the D lineman out, bringing in a linebacker slash D-back. 2 D-backs, really. Bringing a linebacker and a lineman.
About time for a quarterback draw or run. Flushes, thrown, caught, but not much there.
Pass complete to Sean Todd.
Todd with the catch. Picks up 5. It'll make it 3rd down and 6.
Big 3rd down play.
Band fires up. Nice contingency here from Benedictine College. They all were come walking in as I was making some rounds earlier. They finished their tailgating in time to get to the ball game. And a timeout will be called, and it's coming from the central sideline, I believe.
Something they didn't like there. Coach Callaway, he's been a defensive coordinator. He actually plays for his old defensive coordinator down at Langston, where he was an All-American. Marty Stewart was his defensive coordinator down there, so they still have their relationship going on. One of his great mentors is Marty Stewart, who I've known since '88. Good man.
So the Eagles take their first time out of the second half on this big 3rd down play. 3rd and 6 from the 44-yard line. Eagles with a 6-point advantage. Last time we were here, they got a 1-point win when they blocked a field goal attempt late in the ball game to win, hold on for a 28-27 victory.
See Will Miles out there with having last words with Coach Callaway, along with Daniels.
LaMarcus Washington.
So I would see something here dialed up, maybe a little pass rush coming.
Do you have a spy to keep an eye on Kettle to keep him from being flushed out of there and running?
You could, but I don't think that they've got that going.
On the 34.
So Garrett Kettle looks.
A little push, not much.
Going to
now
be
he's gonna get
flushed.
some push. There's Washington coming. Flips it short. Intercepted. Excuse me.
Yep, absolutely.
There's that turnover. Number 20.
Brandon Molinari. That's his 3rd interception of the season. He leads the Eagle defense in that category.
Huge
I was
defense.
looking beyond him at where the intended receiver on that was, and that was going to be a battle as to whether he was going to catch it or not. It didn't get to him.
He jumped that like a frog jumps a
Well, the pressure got the quarterback out of the pocket on the run, trying to throw it on the run, and misfires.
that was Washington on the pressure. Got a different center in here right now, Charlie. Byers is kind of, I guess, taking a little break due to injury, probably.
No, Byers is on the right side. He's a right tackle.
Excuse me, playing tackle. Moved him out to there.
Yep, that's what they did. Langlois on the carry.
Gutsy performance by Byers.
James on the stop for the Ravens. Gain of 2. Second down 8. Ball at the Ravens.
That's Nathaniel Marshall.
They probably get this ball down to, the 25 for a field goal?
Yeah, that'd be 42. He's
Well, if he can get
Marshall's a senior from Pico Rivera, California.
Big lot of JUCO chain out there in California. CMU gets a lot of players out there, too.
Picks up 2 on that, did Langlois. It's 2nd and 8 as Delarent looks at the play clock. That was a disjointed play from the beginning, and there go the flags.
Should be. Motion, procedure penalty.
False start, procedure, shift, take your pick.
Running back was the one.
Half of them were going and half of them were staying.
Yeah.
So it's going to go from 2nd and 8 to 2nd and 13.
Shooting yourself in the foot here.
Trying to run the play clock down as far as possible. 5:44 to go, Jim Ray.
Clock is our friend. I sure would like to get another score to make this a 2-score game.
That would be nice. They want to start the clock, and they haven't started the clock. Now they do.
Sure should have. They don't get much there either.
And there comes a flag in afterwards.
Might be a personal foul or a hold there on the...
It's in the area of holding. We'll get a conversation between the dazzle of officials.
I think the white hat threw that flag.
He did. That's what makes me think it's going to be a hold.
Correct.
But he's talking to the others about it. It's the umpire that he's talking to. But maybe it's a personal foul and they're trying to figure out who was first and who was second.
Second guy always gets caught.
Yeah, first guy tends to get away with it. The retaliation gets caught, and they're going to pick it up and say no flag. No, he was going to call a horse collar. That's what it was. That would have been okay. So 3rd down now and 14.
That'd been a defensive lineman, horse collar, and the offensive lineman.
Clock running at 5.5 minutes to go. Delarent going to run it. It's at 15 is the play clock, so he's got plenty of time, and he's going to run it as far down as he can before he snaps it on 3rd and 14. Comes the rush. Throws it. Going to be caught, but well short of the first down. In fact, back to about the original line of scrimmage. Christopher Williams.
Stayed in bounds on that play. The clock continues to roll.
Under 5 minutes and counting. De Laurent's lobbying to keep the offense on the field, but here comes the punt team.
What for?
Maybe he feels lucky on 4th and 10.
I don't like that idea, not on the 50-yard line.
So Petrin averages 37 yards a punt. He does that. He'll be inside the 15-yard line, give or take a little bit.
I'd like to see him angled away from this returner back there. Just probably a low drill. They come again.
They come after him, but it's going to hit and bounce, and that's going to roll and get more time off the clock, and it's going to end up inside the 15-yard line.
Nice call, Charlie.
Get it away. 4:13 to go. Benedictine 2 timeouts.
That's some big punt protectors, I'm telling you.
Ball's around the 13-yard line.
Plenty of time to score, though. Need another turnover, Charlie.
Defensive stand of some sort.
Just turnover on downs would be fine, too.
Robert Rogers from New Orleans checks into the defensive line. And we'll have a timeout call because they were back in the Wildcat again. They've run it twice. Once a long run by the Wildcat quarterback. The other one was a reverse pitch back to the quarterback who threw it long downfield. So the Eagles don't like the way they've handled either one of those 2 plays today on this ball game.
One thing to note is they're down to 1 timeout now.
Yeah, Eagles down to 1. But at this point, better to be sure of what you're doing than guessing about it.
Next time we play, Charlie, those trees ought to be turning here at Davis Field.
Well, it is approaching. We've gone from it being 85, 90 degrees down into the 40s last night. I called a high school game, and I was sitting outside, and it got a little chilly at the end of it. Michael, who's doing their producing for us today, was wishing he'd brought his gloves last night.
I was in a heated press box, Charlie.
Yeah, you keep telling me that, Jim, right? Here comes the Wildcat. Strung out, but he pops through. The flag comes flying. He's going to go out of bounds after he saw the official throw the flag. Not going to take a hit. Todd.
It's going to be a block in the back, I would say. Way back up there.
Field judge comes back to tell the referee what it is that he's called, and let's hope that it's going to back him up some more. Because that was a gain out. Call it a hold.
Negates that long run, which helps out. Just don't know where the hole was at.
Well, it was a wide receiver doing it, so. And they're going to start the clock again, and we're at 4 minutes to go, and it will be first down after the penalty and a long 11, short 12, depending on how you look at it.
What happened near the first down marker?
And let's see, there's a flag again, or whether we got a false start or just a jump offside.
CMU players are saying false start, which I'm sure they would say.
And that's what they get.
They're shooting themselves in the foot here. I like it.
Especially if they start the clock again.
I believe they will.
After the penalty, first down.
Nope, they did not. 3:47 to go. Play good D here. Don't let anybody behind you.
Playing a cover two bagger. Got two deep safeties.
Quarterback going to keep it and run it up the middle.
Kettle on the keeper for the Ravens.
Be second down.
LaMarcus Washington on the stop for the Eagles.
And 11.
Washington on the stop for the Eagles.
Clock continues to run. Under 3.5 to go.
Who called his name a lot.
Second down.
We get everybody off the field here.
12.
Make sure you know your assignment at this point in time. Kettle going to look downfield. Is he going to look long, or is he going to come back short? Can't find anybody. Got all day to throw. Only a two-man rush. Miles makes him move around a little bit at least. Throws it high and out of bounds.
Kettle's pass intended for number 7, Deshaun Todd. Incomplete.
He's up a third down. Big critical third down.
Yeah, they haven't thrown the ball to Adger very much lately. It's been more aimed towards Deshaun Todd.
Which I don't quite understand. Adger's been their most prolific
Todd
receiver.
is a freshman from Santa Clarita, California. Good-looking freshman. 3rd and 11, 3:04. That's Todd in motion. Crowd whooping it up, trying to make some noise. Empty backfield for Kettle. Going to get as much as he can here as he looks and looks and looks. Again, two-man rush doesn't get much. Throws it. Flag goes. Ball is caught.
Look for holding on those kind of plays. Who threw the flag? I couldn't see.
I believe it was the referee.
Good chance of holding.
What number? Who was it? Got to get the offending party. It used to be you didn't tell them the number for college kids, but they do now.
Coming talking to Callaway, so it's going to be against Benedictine, I believe.
Yeah, as to whether or not he wants to take it or whether or not he wants it to be 4th down.
He's only half the distance to the goal. I'd probably take the penalty and move him back.
Yeah, because it's going to be 4th and short. As soon as they figure out where, unless they call that an incomplete pass. They did call it an incomplete pass.
I wouldn't take the penalty then.
4th and 12, 2:50 to go, and this is for Benedictine. This is the ball game right now.
Fans are whooping it up out here.
Offensive players for the Eagles on the sideline imploring the crowd to get loud. 4th and 11. Kettle. Tackle short of the first down. Eagles will take over. 2:42 to go, and it's well short of the first down.
How many timeouts has Benedictine?
Benedictine has 2 timeouts left.
They stopped the clock twice.
Petron kicks a field goal, put you up 9.
True.
Run the ball, run the clock, make them use their timeouts. You're already in field goal range at the 19-yard line. But the Eagles are going to have to hurry up and get out there. It's 20 on the play clock, and they're still on the sideline. They may have to use a timeout, their last timeout.
I guess he's going to take.
Oh, they reset the play clock. Now it's at 20.
Okay. I was wondering why he was being so obstinate there. I know Coach Callaway pretty well, and that's not his style. There's Byers limping out there.
Yep.
That's a gutsy performance by that
He's out
young
on
man.
the right tackle. 5 on the play clock. Looks like it's going to be a handoff to Langlois or Bolton. I can't tell, 26-28. And there's the final time, or it's the second timeout. First of the 2 that they have left.
You had a 1 in 3 chance of getting that right, Charlie, and you did.
Well, I had a 1 in 3 chance, and I got 2 of them wrong. So there you go.
You'd be in the Hall of Fame if you were a baseball player.
I'd be MVP in this league, in the baseball, if I could hit 333 with the major league average being 238.
Yeah, that's because trying to hit so many home runs.
That's what they're trying to do. I had that conversation with a friend of mine named Steve Klein that I played baseball with here at Central many years ago about how the game has changed and 240 is acceptable these days if you can hit your 20 home runs. It's okay for you to strike out. Talking with my son the other day about Matt Carpenter of the Cardinals. Based on his salary and the number of hits he got this year, each hit he got was worth about $560,000 for his salary. He got $19 million and 34 hits.
I don't think he's there for very much longer.
I don't think he's there now. I think as
He's
soon
been
as
a
they
great
lost,
player.
he's
been a great player for the Cardinals.
Great ambassador for the team and all, but I think the day has come that he wants to continue playing. He can find somebody that's willing to pay him the money and go do it. All right, we're back. 2nd and 10 after no gain. 1 timeout left, 2:35 to go. Keeley to the left wing. Handoff. Not going anywhere, but that's all right. Just hang on to the ball.
They're ripping that ball, everything else. They're clawing at it.
Langlois not going to pick up anything, and there's the last Benedictine timeout coming.
3rd down now. They flipped that 3rd down marker quick, don't they?
They'd moved it, and it's 3rd and 11.
No more timeouts now.
Correct. Benedictine is out of timeouts. Central has 1 left. In the Benedictine has received votes in the poll. Mid-America next week, and then we're back home for the last 2 home games of the season on the 30th and November the 6th. Missouri Valley, and then number 7 in the nation, Baker, in town. Finish up with Evangel on the road.
Come for homecoming on the 30th.
Yeah.
Be a great time. We missed last year's homecoming, so this is like a 2-year homecoming. So it'll be twice the crowd, right, Charlie?
Absolutely. Been trying to think. Evangel changed their mascot name from Crusaders. I think they're Valor now.
Didn't know that.
The Assembly of God down there decided that Crusaders might not be an appropriate nickname anymore, so they changed their name, and I believe they're now Valor. Their symbol is a horse. Delarent, going to get down to the 15-yard line. Helmet comes off, but it'll be 4th down, so he would have to leave for a play, but clock's going to run at some point. It's stopped at 2:22. It'll be under 2 minutes before the next play, unless the Eagles have taken a timeout. They're all coming to the sideline.
Surely can't be. There it goes.
They're going to start the clock, and then Central will run it all the way down to 1 second, call a timeout, and then decide whether they want to kick a field goal. Nope, they're going to send Petrin out there right now.
If he makes it, it's pretty much over with. He's there.
I don't like having to rush him out there and do that. You got a timeout left. You don't want to ice your own kicker. Play clock is at 4-3. They get it off, down, on the way, in the air. And good. What a weapon he has been. And it's a 9-point advantage.
Huge for the Eagles.
30-21, Benedictine, no timeouts left for them. They have 1:53, and they need to score twice.
We'll kick her deep and see what happens.
Play defense. Don't
How much
let
time
them.
you say, Charlie?
1:53. Keep the ball in front of you and keep them inbounds.
Don't rack the bats yet, Fred Smith.
So Petrin good on 3 field goals today. That makes him, let me flip my sheet over here. That would make him 5 of 6 on the season. He may get Player of the Week, Special Teams Player of the Week in the heart again for his 3 field goals and 3 extra points. Squib kick, Jim Ray, or kick
Nope,
it?
kick her deep.
He's not going to make it to the end zone against the wind, but
Still, the ball hangs up in the air like that.
it does hang and going to be taken at the 10-yard line, and they're going to throw it back the other side and try and do a little trickeration that way. Slowed up, not tackled yet, still going. That's Todd. He's going to be a thing to reckon with in the future. He's a freshman, and he's been a lot of their offense today.
Certainly not over yet. Still, they can't let their guard down.
Nope, and that prevent defense sometimes prevents you from winning.
I don't know if they'll go into a 4 deep or what. I see 3 deep. So that to be a third, and a third is what they're doing here.
Kettle going to take off and run. And he's hit. He didn't go into a slide, so he pays the price for staying upright too long.
Mays laid wood there, young man from Marshall, Missouri.
He's over it yelling at his teammates on the sideline. Coach Calloway's telling him to get back out and play defense. He gets back just in time. Out of bounds.
He'll get
Flag. Kawan Collins, is he going to be called for pass interference for shoving him out of bounds?
Oh, it was uncatchable, wasn't it?
Well, he's out of bounds. He can't catch it out of bounds.
He's going to be.
Because the official threw his hat, meaning that if
that receiver may have went out of bounds. And what they call?
pass interference on 14, Collins. Ball will be spotted at the point of the foul. So I guess it was less than 10 yards, or because I thought pass interference was not a spot foul, but
15 yards usually.
Yeah. So the clock is at 1:17, and Benedictine is in Eagle territory already.
And a 2 deep safety, maybe almost looks like he's got a spy out there with Mays.
Yeah, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if you don't see Kettle just take off and run on a regular basis.
Mays' problem sometimes he's a little bit of a freelancer.
There he goes around the corner, going to go and then get out of bounds and have another first down.
Time stops, which is critical.
Only used up 8 seconds of game time.
8-yard line, first down, 10. Benedictine.
Inside the 40-yard line, too. Just never can have an easy game, can we, Charlie?
Doesn't seem like it. It seems like there's always excitement to the end. Todd, number 7, in the bottom of the screen, closest to the tackle, right tackle. Low snap, handled,
Boy,
flushed,
great
moves
job.
around. Now he's going to throw it. It's a jump ball, and it's caught.
Our guy jumped a little too soon.
Reed Levi with the catch, and it's inside the 15-yard line with the clock running under a minute, 56 to go. See if they're just going to – he's under center, so he must be going to just spike the ball. He does. That's half as many of incomplete passes as he had in the first half.
They were looking at it that way, Charlie.
17 of 19 in the first half. He only misfired on 2. He misfired. He gets credit for an incomplete pass there to stop the clock with 49.9 to go. So it may come down to the hands team recovering an onside kick.
They're out of timeouts.
They are out of timeouts. They're going to pump the clock back up and get ready to go. I don't know what the wait is for. Kettle in the shotgun. Looks left, going to throw it to the corner of the end zone. Out of bounds is the call. 83 Cadena, junior from El Paso, Texas. We get to say Texas and California a lot, in addition to Missouri and Kansas.
There's Molinari out there on the coverage for the Eagles. Did a great job.
Third down after the spike. Rolls left, looks, throws the ball towards the end zone. Got a man wide open. That's Reed Levi. Official's thrown his hat. So somebody went out of bounds, and whether they got back in bounds and established themselves.
Be hurt for the Ravens.
He caught it. Don't know if he came down in bounds. We didn't have a signal for that because we've got a penalty and a hat. The hat usually indicates going out of bounds.
Good call here from the white hat.
And we got a player down on the field.
Look, one of the big boys up front.
Hold it. On the defense. Number 20. Let me half the distance to the goal. Automatic.
So obviously he didn't catch it in bounds or it would have been a touchdown. It's defensive holding with 37.3 to go.
We don't have a runoff in college, do we, when there's an injury?
Do not. Well, I guess you do, but.
And for the Benedictine Ravens, number 67, Bryce Roseborough.
Bryce Roseborough, who is down, junior from Raymore, Missouri. May have gone to what my son would consider his favorite school, Ray Peck, Raymore Peculiar High School.
He teaches at Belton, correct?
He does teach at Belton. Lives in Raymore, teaches in Belton. Quick pass to the corner. Trying to get his feet down, but couldn't catch the ball. O'Neal, the intended receiver.
Not much time coming off this clock, though.
Nope, 3 or 4 seconds at a time. 33.8. Second down. And goal. Looking across the middle, going to move and run himself, and he's going to be tackled inside the 5, and the clock is going to run. As they hurry to the line and get set up, it's third down and goal. And he's going to be tackled out of bounds. That'll stop the clock, but it's going to bring up fourth down as Kettle tried to get to the end zone and was denied that.
Fourth and goal with the 4, I believe. He's hurting a little bit, too.
Yeah, that was not an easy knock out of bounds. I think that was Will Miles involved with that. It's fourth down.
Coming in to kick a field goal?
Well, gets them back to the 1 score, and the onside kick is a possibility. You got to get it 2 scores somehow. I thought earlier that they might kick the extra. Could be a fake, too, Jim Ray.
Yeah, I know. I think he'd probably, like you said, go ahead and kick the field goal.
I mean, if that was it, they could have done that 25 seconds ago and then tried the onside kick with a little more time on the clock. 10 seconds exactly left. The first points of the second half for the Ravens. They average 42. They have 24 today.
And they give up. That's about what CMU gives up, 24.9, I believe.
And Central's got 30, and then Benedictine gives up about 21 or 22 a game. So the Eagles have scored a little more on the Ravens.
The Eagles score about 29 points a ball game.
So everything working out kind of that way for the Eagles. Scoring what they normally score, giving up about what they normally give up. They're up 6 with 10 seconds to go. And we'll see all the low numbers coming out on the hands team. Biggest number on the field is number 80. Aaron Edwards. Everybody else is a defensive back or a wide receiver or a running back right now. Even Catavius Taylor's out. He's standing about the 42-yard line. Teeing it up is Bruner, who's going to onside kick it across the field toward his own bench.
Smart thing, you always kick to your side of the bench.
And Central will use their last timeout. And I know it's a rule in professional football, but I guess it's not in college because they had 6 players lined up on the side by their bench, the direction they're going to kick it. I know in the pros you can only have 5 on either side. You can't have 6 on one side and 4 on the other. You got to keep it even and not load up on a side or the other.
Used to be you have to have 5 guys within 10 yards of the ball, but now you can get as many as I guess you want.
Well, the Eagles have got 8 at the 45-yard line.
See, where I would kick that ball is a little pooch straight up in the air, right in the middle right there.
Back into the Eagle logo.
Right. But all you got to do is a receiver there is call for a fair catch. They can't touch you.
Right.
And a lot of people don't do that, though.
So he's going to tee it up, kick it down into the ground, and hope for a second big hop.
We'll take just like extra point here.
He's ready, and here we go. And there's the big hop. Knocked around and goes out of bounds. It'll belong to the Eagles, I believe.
That was lucky. That was a good onside kick.
It was, and it was rolling the wrong direction for the Eagles. You know, if Benedictine recovers that, they've got the ball at the 40-yard line with 7 seconds to go. Enough time for 1 or 2 long heaves. And there goes a flag on the sideline. I'm going to guess that's unsportsmanlike conduct or something from that side of the field. Or it could be illegal touching. We're going to have another dazzle. Official's going to talk with Coach Calloway about
huge.
So what was the final call by the official there?
I didn't get it.
I didn't either. Heard the last part of it. We'll see what they walk off, if anything. They're not going to walk off anything. We're going to have 1 kneel down with 7.4 to go.
Central Methodist football, first down 10. Ball at their own.
Catavius Taylor in charge of counting heads. Says there's 11 out there, so they're ready to go. Snap. Delarent comes up with the ball, and time will expire, and 30-24 is going to be your final score as the Eagles go to 5-2 on the season. And if Jim Ray didn't know the last time that they were 4-2, now he's really lost about when the last time they were 5-2 to start the season. Benedictine falls to 4-3 on the season. Early turnovers kind of set the table for the Eagles early on, and then their defense in the second half, they made some really nice adjustments at halftime and took away some of the stuff that Benedictine was doing early on and held them to only 3 second-half points.
Huge victory here for the Eagles. It sets them up 5-2. They could have the best season they've had in a long time. I'll have that for you next time we play, and we'll find out when their record was.
Again, next week they're at Mid-America at 2 o'clock. Go to the Eagle Athletics and find a link to that ball game. And then on the 30th, we'll be back here, Missouri Valley in town at 2 o'clock. And then on November the 6th, number 7 Baker comes to town. Finish up with Evangel on the 13th in Springfield. So 30-24 is your final score. Thanks for joining us today. For Jim Ray Cluck, for Michael Moana, our producer, camera people here doing a great job for us as well. This is Charlie Brown saying thanks for joining in, and it's a great day